What's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you're getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it, I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing. And you don't ever hear the drama, they keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back like, what's up?
What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gamer credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast. A podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you're getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it, I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing. And you don't ever hear the drama, they keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back like, what's up?
What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gamer credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it. I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing. And you don't ever hear the drama. They keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing it back. Like, what's up?
What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gamer credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, J Bari in persona, got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it. I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing, and you don't ever hear the drama. They keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back. Like, what's up?
What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari in persona, got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari in persona, got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gaming credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari in persona, got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari in persona, got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen.
Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy Persona, gaming with Persona, one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew, and welcome to episode 143 of What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast for the community, by the community. Big shout out to everybody here listening to us live, people that are going to listen to this later on the upload. Shout out to the WUPS community, the WUPS Nation members, any newcomers here for the first time, welcome. And we hope that, at the end of the day, we can earn your like and subscribe. Listen, guys, 143 episode of What's Up PlayStation podcast, man. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot of things has happened in the world of gaming news, in the world of PlayStation that we're going to be diving into today, man. And we got some impressions of a couple games as well, man. We got the Foamstars, which I ain't going to lie, I'm going to give Bari his flowers when the time comes. Soon come time. We're going to be talking about the Adventures of Dai, giving some impressions for that as well. And obviously our spotlights and the discussion much later in the show where we'll be talking about, Jim Ryan, that big Jim Ryan bombshell news drop. Whoa, you feel me? But before we get into anything, What's Up PlayStation podcast is a two-man team. You understand? It's not just me. You understand? It's two people here that runs the show. And we do it every week in and week out. Ladies and gentlemen, you see him down there. You see him down there. You understand? The light-skinned assassin, Mr. What's your character name? Your favorite character of Foamstars? You muted.
It's gonna be so. It's
gonna be who?
It's gonna be Soa, yo. I like that dual wielding, bro. Listen, man.
Soa assassin in that Foamstars, the king of COD, Mr. Jerk Chicken himself, Wagwan. My bro Bari in the building. Bari, what's good, brother, man? Say what's up to the people.
I am a jerk chicken connoisseur. You can't pull a fast one over me. I've been eating jerk chicken all my life. I know the ins and outs. You can't pull a fast one on me, okay? But nah, man, what is good, YouTube? What's up, PlayStation Nation? Welcome to another episode of What's Up, PlayStation Podcast. Episode 143 to be exact, man. And listen, this one is going to be one for the ages. This one is going to be an old school word that I haven't used in a long time. It's going to be a movie because there's a lot of great news. There's a lot of, very entertaining news. You know what I mean? To be spoken about here with me and my bro Persona, and I can't wait to get it to talk about some of these impressions as well, man. Been having a blast gaming, man. So we appreciate everyone coming through and sharing love for What's Up PlayStation Podcast, supporting the podcast. If you don't mind, hit the like button, share the podcast out to get the PlayStation Nation in here, and we hope you enjoy the video or the stream. And all the new people, we hope you enjoy your stay here, man, as we get to our goal. Hopefully we can get to that goal of 5K subscribers. You know what I mean? So if you guys don't mind, hit that sub button, hit the like button. And it definitely helps us out, man. But yeah, it's going to be a good one today, man. It's going to be a good one. The Optic Blast is going to be a blasting out here. And most importantly, guys, I want to let you guys know this. You don't have to pay $20 to chat. Let me chill, man. You know what I mean? This stream might be sponsored by a lot of people too, man. We're gonna talk about it. But Whataburger, hit us up, let us know. We are here, and I want to try your food. I want to try your food now. You know what I'm saying? Persona,
yo,
is that wrong? I want to try the food.
I don't think it's wrong to try Whataburger. I think Whataburger is a Texas chain, you know. So I wouldn't mind checking out Whataburger one time. I never had it. So yeah, definitely.
I ain't never had
Whataburger. Hit us up.
Listen, if somebody can order that goddamn Whataburger in 1 week, I need to try that for myself, respectfully. But let's get into it though, man. We see the PlayStation Nation in here. We see the beautiful people in the chat.
Yes,
what is
sir.
good, guys,
Yes,
man? What is up?
Yeah, man. So, like I said, big shout out to my bro Bari, man. You already know, man. There's no place I'd rather be than on a Saturday morning here with my bro Bari on What's Up PlayStation Podcast, rocking out with the WUPS community. You already know, man. Listen, Bari, I think we got a special announcement that we gotta announce to the beautiful people in the chat and the beautiful people that might be listening to this later on. So me and Bari, we've seen our podcast grow. When it comes to like our subscribers and like our, we had a lot of wonderful guests on here. And me and Bari, we two New Yorkers, and we set certain goals for ourselves before we do certain things, and there's certain incremental goals and things like that we do and set for ourselves and for the podcast. And one of our goals, and something that was highly requested by the community as well, was Bari, Persona, when are you guys going to put the podcast on other platforms? You need to expand. You understand? I sometimes I can't listen on YouTube. Sometimes I want to listen while I'm driving. Sometimes I want to listen, and not have to have the phone or the computer on, and I can just listen to the podcast. When are you going to put the podcast on other platforms? J Bari, Persona. Ladies and gentlemen, we got y'all, right? This was a long time coming, and we're finally able to happy to announce that we now have What's Up PlayStation Podcast on multiple platforms. Now you're able to listen to What's Up PlayStation Podcast on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, and on Google Play Store. It's a long time coming, Bari. How does it feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great milestone for the podcast. This is something new for us. Putting it out there on other platforms. I think we're catching up to the norm of other podcasts and stuff that also have that stuff on there. And yeah, this was a highly requested thing that was promised from even episode 100. So, we finally did it, and we finally, we finally got to the time to do it. We was planning this out for a very, very long time, but we was like, you know what, let's do it around the summer, September time. And it's finally here for you guys to listen to. So
Yep.
Hopefully you guys enjoy it. You know what I mean? And hopefully, you know, it can garner a new audience as well. You know what I mean? To come through in the YouTube and check us out, or, you know, let's check it out whenever they miss it, whatnot. So,
yep. So, you know, like Bari said, you know, this has definitely been something that we've been wanting to do for a really long time. But, you know, certain goals and things like that, because doing this stuff costs, it's not cheap, you know, like running a podcast, keeping it upgrading the sound and the quality, and getting all these different sites and programs and stuff like that to do this stuff is not cheap. Right. So, you know, we definitely appreciate everybody that has rocked out with us for this long, and, you know, to see us expand to other platforms now, like Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Google Podcasts. I do think that this is definitely something that will be a good next step in our podcasting journey, and makes us that much more official. You know what I mean? Like now, Bari, you know, we've always been official, but now this just makes us that much more of an official podcast that you can now listen to whenever you want. And, you know, we can't wait to see the growth that comes from this. And, you know, so yeah, you know, thank you guys for rocking out with us. Thank you guys for always supporting us. Thank you guys for believing in us. And thank you, you know, we really do appreciate the community that we've cultivated and built around What's Up PlayStation podcast. So thank you guys so much, and we appreciate you. And I hope you guys enjoy being able to listen to the podcast wherever you want: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Now you can listen to it wherever, whenever. Now, when it comes to the podcast, we started from 139, so pretty much the start of September. So the podcast is going to start being uploaded to all these sites from the start of September, episode 139 onward. So you can go back and listen to 139, 140, 141, 142, and then obviously this show 143 will be up as well. The cadence for it from when we upload is definitely going to be, you know, once the podcast is over, maybe, you know, like a couple hours after, or maybe by Sunday morning, the podcast will be on those platforms as well. And obviously we'll share that stuff out on our social media platforms as well. So hope you guys enjoy, you know, and, you know, thank you guys, like, again, for rocking out with us. You know, we appreciate you. Right.
Yeah, man. If you do listen to, man, you know what I mean, hit us with a nice little rating, nice little review. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm saying, I agree. You know, rate the podcast. Let us know your thoughts. How you feeling?
Be honest. Be honest.
Be honest.
Don't lie.
Of course. Be honest. 100%. 100% be honest. Be honest. Right. So yeah, shout out to that. But ladies and gentlemen, you guys know how we do here, man. We got to get into the rigmarole of how we do things with the games for the week. And Bari, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think this is gonna be pretty short because Push Square has not updated their games for the week for this week. Right? It's still the 18th to the 24th. But just a recap for those who might have forgotten, you know, Lies of P, Rin the Last Child, Paperman, The Adventures of Adventure Delivered, Hellsweeper VR, Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill Slaps and Beans 2, Cyber Citizen Shockman 2, A New Menace, Rainbow High Runway Rush, and Suyan Saga. But what released this week is Fate Samurai Remnant, which is one of the Fate Grand Order games. And Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways released this week as well. And The Adventures of Dai. The Adventures of Dai, well, Infinity Strash, Dragon Quest, The Adventures of Dai, which we'll be talking about later on in the show. So those are some of the games that I know released this week on PlayStation. So yeah, Push Square, what's going on? Well, really, PlayStation should be, you know, giving us a weekly list of games that released, but since they are not doing that, PlayStation, looking at you, you know, Push Square, we lean on Push Square.
Cocoon as well.
Oh yeah,
people that made like Limbo and all that stuff. They put out their game, which I'm a cop that because I'm a fan of those games.
Yeah, and there was something else that released this week. I can't remember. But yeah. Anyway, those are the games that release, or somewhat the games that release for this week. You know, hopefully next week we can get back into the rigmarole of that stuff, right?
Cyberpunk DLC.
Yes. Oh yeah, Cyberpunk DLC. Was it Liberty City? Yeah, Liberty City.
No, is it Liberty City? Phantom City.
Phantom City or something like that. But yeah, the new. And yo, a lot of people are singing the praises of Cyberpunk, man, saying like it's a totally different game from what we played way back when it first launched. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm intrigued a little bit. You know, I'm definitely a little bit intrigued to see what's going on.
I bought it, and I bought the DLC, but I haven't downloaded yet because the game itself is like 90 something gigs. But on top of the DLC, I'm pretty sure it's going to be more. So I was like, man, if I download this, I know that I'm going to be doing like, you know, Infinity Strash content, Foamstars content, you know, you saving up all those clips. I'm like, I know Spider-Man is going to be a big game as well. So I was like, you know what? I'll probably play this after Spider-Man or something like that, or get around to it because I know I'm going to run out of space, man. So
yeah, for sure.
Phantom Liberty, there you go. Thank you, RJC, man. Shout out to you guys in the chat, man, and shout out to Arcade as well.
Yes, sir. Yo, let's get into some of these memberships real quick, man. Big shout out to Ice Queen, 12 months as a member on the channel. Always appreciate you, Ice Queen. And then big shout out to Cyber Dragon, 17 months as a member on the channel. My boy Cyber Dragon says, morning chat, morning mods, and the What's Up PlayStation podcast. Top off your breakfast with a tall glass of WUPS. Hey, shout out to Cyber Dragon, man. One of our longest supporters, man, not just of this show, but of way back in like the 2014 days of our old shows and whatnot. So big shout out to Cyber Dragon. And then shout out to No Cap Podcast, gifting 5 WUPS Nation membership. We appreciate you always, Sick, man. We appreciate you always, bro. And big shout out to the new members on the channel. I think it's too far up for me to catch it. So, yeah, it's too far up.
Yeah, shout out to my bro, Sick, man. Always been good people. Like I said, Sick, he does the intro song for What's Up PlayStation Podcast. And that link is always in the description as far as, you know, Apple, you know, music and whatnot, if you guys want to download that. And he does do like other music and other things as well. So definitely go show support my music.
100%. And then big shout out to Pink Princess in the city. Hey, shout out to Pink Princess, another fellow New York, you understand? Shout out to Pink Princess. She says, good morning, everyone. Wishing everyone well. Good morning to you as well, Pink Princess. Be safe. And we appreciate you being here. Rocking out with us.
Man. I see them cookies online too. Them cookies look good.
And then shout out to No Cap Podcast again for the 5 months as a member on the channel. He says, Jet Justice for the win. I mean, I still got to try some of the other characters.
Don't sleep. He good, bro. Yo, Jet Justice is a stat monster. Like he's more of a support. You can't be so aggressive with him. To be honest with you,
we gonna get into it. Yeah. We go. Trust me, guys. We're excited to talk about Foamstars. I promise. We gonna put a pin in that. Sick. We definitely gonna get back to that. And then shout out to Pink Princess of the City again. 3 months as a member on the channel, celebrating her 3-month anniversary of being one of the WUPS Nation members. And listen, guys, if you wanna support the WUPS boys as well and become a member, the link is in the description. You know, so go and become a member on the channel. You know, this especially since we're going into giveaway month. We got our Spider-Man challenge and everything that's going to be happening. Listen, guys, you want to be a member. And then,
listen, and if you support What's Up PlayStation, you get the What's Up PlayStation. We give back. Trust me, we ain't taking that and pocketing it and buy burgers. We ain't
buying Whataburger.
Yeah, but
Pink Princess, she says, "Hey, it's my 3-month anniversary. Congrats, Pink Princess, and always appreciate you rocking out with us." And then big shout out to Spooky for the super chat that says, Jay, Persona, chat, nor Sick want that smoking foams. Hey, yo, look.
Listen, Brian.
Y'all ain't even see the clips. Yo, wait, listen. Don't say that until I ain't even post no clips up yet. Because I was playing till like 12:30. Me and Bari and some of the other folks in the community playing till like 12:30 at night last night. Trust me. Yeah, let me post the clips up. And then you can talk.
We gonna talk about the Foamstars, but when that thing clicked with a character that you like, it became Call of Duty for me.
Yes, sir. Yo, talk though, bro. Talk to, especially since you can like slide around real quick. Yo, listen.
Yo,
trust
so
me,
what? We're gonna talk about.
We're gonna talk about it.
Talk about it.
Yo, shout out to DC man, 15 months as a member on the channel. He says the Whataburger has finally been apprehended.
Oh man.
Yo, Whataburger.
Yo, DC was cooking yesterday too, man.
Yo, he was.
I'm telling you, Soa, he was cooking with Soa, man.
Yeah, Soa, that's his girl, man. And then big shout out to Viper Reaps Corner, man. Y'all give y'all loves in the chat to Viper Reaps Corner, man, because he does a lot of our he does the timestamps and stuff like that on the podcast every week. For those who watch us on YouTube, whenever you want to skip to certain sections and stuff like that, the reason why that's possible is because of Viper Reaps Corner. So give y'all love and appreciation to Viper Reaps in the chat. That's a good dude, man, and he's been rocking out with us for a very long time. So shout out to Viper for the super chat. He says, "One time for the people, keep that penny though." Hey. And then shout out to Alpha Wilds for the $10 super chat. Says, "Good job, fellas. Have a great show. Appreciate you, Alpha." And then shout out to Jay Bari. He's on the podcast for 17 months as a member of WUPS Nation. He says, "Bless up. Don't lie or create fake realities in your head, y'all. Foamstars." Ooh, that means two things.
So you telling me that I support my own podcast?
Whoa.
Is that okay, Persona?
I believe it is. Then big shout out to Viper Reaps for being a member, 17 months as a member on the channel, the WUPS Nation. He says, "My favorite thing on Saturday mornings, WUPS." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. And then big shout out to JP Loco. Appreciate you for the super chat. It says, "Liza P consuming my time. Love the unique weapon system." Yeah, I heard a lot. I've been
seeing some good stuff. Liza P. I ain't even going. The Spidey sense is tingling with me that game. But it's just so much, man. I gotta complete some games, man, before I can get into a new one like that. Especially before Spider-Man.
The demo for Liza P was really good as well. It's just so much that was coming out around the time of Liza P. I'm just like, yo, I can't swing that. But I've seen a lot of the community also pretty angry at the fact that they nerfed a lot of the boss's health to make it easier for people. And they're not
angry.
They also made it to where weight, you can carry more stuff. Like the weight capacity is higher as well. So I know a lot of people are pretty angry at that.
That's all. There's some people that might be pissed off, but the majority, it's all BS, man. Yeah. They happy when they saw that and it was like, oh, I can beat the game now. That's what I've been in this community way too long to know people's BS, man. You're not gonna fool me with that with them tweets. Yeah. Oh, they nerfed it. Oh my god, they made the boss easier. Sit, yo. Let me just...
Yo, we going on other platforms now, Bar. We got to be a little more, we got to clean that up a little bit.
Lying to the people, man.
Yo, thanks. And a big shout out to our bro, man, Up Chuck Gaming, man. Make sure you guys check out Plus on Block podcast every Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time with my bro Up Chuck Gaming and Dreology 619. If you're interested in fighting games and a fighting game centric podcast, you're not going to find, these are two very knowledgeable brothers when it comes to fighting games. We're talking frames, frame data, what's plus on block, what's negative on block. Plus on Block podcast. Go support them, please. Those are some good brothers out there, man. Appreciate you, Chuck, for the super chat. He says, "My brothers, good morning. God bless. Ready to enjoy the show." Yes, sir.
Chuck, man, appreciate it. That's my bro right there, man. Chuck got the third best list on YouTube.
Man, Chuck got a list. And a big shout out to Blue Mustang, man. 17 months as a member of WUPS Nation. He says, "Got my coffee playing EAFC 24 and listening to WUPS. Great way to start my Saturday." It don't get no better than that, Blue Mustang. That's a fact.
Don't get you a Whataburger.
Yes. Big shout out to Oolong T Gaming for 12 months as a member of the WUPS Nation. He says, 1 year anniversary. Let me speak. Yes, sir.
Long good people, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Good people.
And shout out to Bird, man, in the building. 17 months as a member of the WUPS Nation. He says, "Finally having WUPS on Spotify will save me at work." You already know, Bird. We got you, bro, man. Shout out to Bird, another good person, man.
Yeah, shout out to Bird,
peoples, man.
Bird,
he was rocking out with us last night too in the Foamstars. With him and
Bird. Listen, man, we gonna do a background checking, but you good people.
Nah, Bird good peoples, man. Bird good peoples, man. People. And then shout out to Damien, man. 16 months as a member of the WUPS Nation. He put $20 with the eyes. Uh-oh. I think we all know what that means. And a big shout out to PS Rewind for the super chat. It says, "Thank y'all for the great content. Make my Saturday mornings fun." And shout out to everyone in the chat. Big shout out to you, PS Rewind. We always appreciate you coming through, rocking out with us as well.
Hey, yo, chill with the goddamn super chats, man. We trying to do a show, man.
And a big shout out to Jeff B Gaming. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, "Good morning, Persona and Bari. Those in the community who crap on Foamstars at the showcase should be ashamed of themselves. Listen, I listen, guys. When we get to the Foamstar impressions, Bari gonna get his flowers. I promise. I'm gonna take a major L here. I got y'all. Trust me. And a big shout out to Carbon Sanity. Appreciate you for the super chat. They say 19 more days to get the 19 inches of Venom. Pause.
Hey,
whoa.
Pause.
He is correct though. We are 19 days. Or
yo,
20,
that was
19,
bars.
Yeah, that was bars.
But
19 days away from Venom. Spider-Man 2. Very exciting.
Yo, all I gotta say is that people was bashing me in the chat when I said everybody was talking about Splatoon. This is Splatoon. I said, it looks different. There's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing that it looks different than Splatoon. There might be some similarities. Let's save it. I'm my bad for something.
Yeah, we excited. But listen, guys. Now we are in the spotlight portion of the show, and if you're new here, the spotlight is where me and Bari will give you a game or games if we decide to break the rules that y'all should check out. Right? It could be a brand new game, it could be an old game, it could be a game from your childhood, it could be a game that hasn't even released yet. The purpose of the spotlight is for us to spotlight games that we think you, the community, should check out. Bari, starting with you, brother. What is your spotlight game of the week, and are you gonna break the rules?
I'm definitely gonna break the rules of Persona. I ain't even gonna spotlight no games. I'm spotlighting fast food joints. Okay, let me tell y'all something, man. You know what I mean? Y'all like Whataburger out there? Listen, go ahead and try some Five Guys. The fries is on point. The burger is nice and clean. You know what I mean? Let me chill.
Yeah, you a fool.
All right, man. So we're gonna spotlight a few things out here, man. You know the vibes, how we get down. Like I said, it's leading up to that point very, very soon. Now we about to get some new streams, some new content. I'm very curious on what they're going to be doing with the game, because they said that they're going to change and revert some things back when it comes to this game. And I've been waiting patiently for this game because of due to the update of rollback netcode. And that's Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Yo, it's funny because I haven't even been getting into fighting games so much as of late, because like how my internet can be, and it's just like it sucks when you experience that type of lag and it's just sporadic all over the place. And I'm just like, this is not a good feeling, man. Let me just chill until this thing's updated. But I guarantee you, when that game come out, it will be updated, because I am very, very excited for this game. I can't wait to, continue to see what, like I said, what changes that they have done for the game, and just to see, all the new people playing the game. Hopefully you guys like it as it leads up to Grand Blue Fantasy Relink as well. So that's another game. I keep saying, I'm going to spotlight these things, man. Very, 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 very fun game, yo. The fact that Cocoon also released this week, Persona. I didn't buy Cocoon yet, but I know the developers, and I like the games that the developers make. So yeah, that's a spotlight. That's a game that I want to spotlight, man, because I did have a lot of fun times with the games like Inside, Limbo. Like those games are really, really cool. The puzzles and all that stuff is really, really cool. So I'm definitely gonna be checking out that Cocoon game for sure, to see the vibes with that game. Obviously, like my man said, we got 19 more days until Spider-Man 2 comes out. Very, very excited for some Spider-Man 2. Can't wait. We've been doing the whole waiting room videos, playing through Spider-Man 2018. This weekend is going to be the last episode for 2018, and then going forward we're going to do Miles Morales, and then we lead up to the release of the game. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for Spider-Man. I can't wait to see all the suits that they have in there, because there's a few suits that I kind of want them to implement in there, and they saying over 65 suits in this joint. So I'm pretty sure that they put some of that in there. So I'm just excited, man, to explore New York City once again. Swing on over. If I got to pick up a backpack, if I got to pick up a quarter, if I got to chase a pigeon, I'm doing all of that knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, because I can use my web swing suit. I can use my web wings. I can use everything in the world I could use, man. And I can switch over to Miles and Peter. It's gonna be a great time, man, playing that game, man. So I can't wait. And last but not least, for this year, very, very excited to play the Avatar, the Pandora Frontier game, man. You know what I mean? Like the other day I was watching the trailer again, just like, all right, let me see, man. Let me see what's going on with this joint again. And yeah, the game looked good, man. It might be Far Cry. It might be Far Cry and Pandora, But hey, sometimes that could be the formula to dive into some of these stuff, because you can put the same concept as Far Cry and then put it in a setting that you love and enjoy the game much more. You get what I'm saying? Like, so very, very excited for that game. It is costly though. Oh shit, this is one of the most expensive games out there, especially if you want all the content that is coming with it. But I'm just praying that it's good, and I just want to see, hopefully people can enjoy the game, and you know, myself can enjoy the game. So yeah, those are the spotlight games for the week, man. And yeah, let us know what games you spotlighting. But Persona,
yes sir,
are you gonna break the rules?
Absolutely.
And I mean, I know you're a rule breaker. I know you're a rebel.
Absolutely.
I know you like to, be the odd man out.
Absolutely.
But I'm asking one more time, Persona.
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna break the rules?
Absolutely, I'm gonna break the rules. Why wouldn't I break the rules? I am the originator of the rule breaker. You understand? Yeah,
that is true. And you know what you originated with, right?
With Spider-Man.
Nope.
Well,
you originated breaking the rules where you highlighted a Switch game on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah. Well, that was
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I remember when I had fought like Pokemon. I remember. Oh shit! I fucking spilled some shit. Anyway,
we love games.
Yeah, for me, yeah, my spotlight game. You know, I'm absolutely gonna break the rules, guys. And you know, my spotlight game for the week, starting off, is something that really surprised me. I just started playing it yesterday, so I'm still really, really early in the game. But Fate Samurai Remnant. You know, I love Saber as a character. Like, you know, I'm a big fan of like the Fate Grand Order, the Fate games and stuff like that. I've been playing those, especially the Muso style Fate games. I've been playing them for a while, and so with this game, you know, Fate Samurai. I remember when they first showed it, I was like interested, but I kind of like, you know, there was so much other stuff coming out, but I was like, you know what? Let me grab this anyway because I do want to play it. I do want to check it out, and it looked really good. I'm not gonna lie. From what I played so far, I played about maybe 2 hours of the game. I'm really digging the game.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours of the game, brother. Yo, so Saber, she's a really dope character. The main character in the game, Mia, I think it's Mio Mata. I think it is. He's a pretty cool character as well. And I'm loving the combat in the game. The combat is really fluid, really smooth. It flows really nicely. The cutscenes are really cool. The story is pretty interesting so far as well, with the setup of how they got, you know, because Saber is, well, Mio Mata, he is like a master, like this master of like this, and Saber's like his protector type of thing, and they both fight together, and they have to fight these other master protectors or whatever. It's really interesting. I'm still early, so I gotta dive more.
Fate series.
Yeah. So I'm kind of still really early in the game. So, you know, it's gonna, you know, but from what I'm playing so far, I'm really digging it. I'm really liking it a lot, man. It's really cool. The second game that I'm gonna spotlight this week is Foamstars. I know, guys. I know. Kick my shins. Go ahead. Foamstars. I'm really surprised at myself, man. Like, this game really has blown me away. We're gonna talk about it in our impressions. But yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna take a L. I'm gonna give Bari his flowers when we get to the impressions. But Foamstars is a free beta going on right. There's a free beta going on right now. Throughout the weekend, so you guys can all go and play the game and enjoy the game for yourselves as well. It's a fun game. Some things they need to work out, which we'll talk about in the impressions, but Foamstar, I think, is definitely a game that people should try and check out for sure. My next spotlight is going to be Assassin's Creed Mirage. You understand? That comes out next week. Look at Bari face. Crazy. My boy Basim, you know, Ubisoft going back to a return to form with AC1, AC2 vibes with this game, which has me really excited because I love me some early days of Assassin's Creed. AC1, AC2, AC Brotherhood. Oh, we talking the pinnacle, the tippy top. So I'm very glad that they're going to a return to form with Assassin's Creed Mirage, a much more intimate, smaller setting and whatnot. So yeah, I'm very excited to play Assassin's Creed Mirage, dive into that game, play that. The next game for me is Star Ocean, second story R. remake coming out in November. Really, really excited for this game. Can't wait to dive into this. You can actually play the demo right now as well. I'm loving this game. I love the direction they went in with the art style and the build of the world, and the combat is still really good. So yes, Star Ocean, definitely for sure. And then last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm not ending no spotlight without spotlighting Spider-Man 2. Listen, we're almost there. We're close, guys. We're close. We're almost there to the not to the finish line, but we're that much closer to being able to experience Spider-Man 2. So you might want to mute your words, go on Twitter, mute all the words and stuff like that. I did put a tweet out about this as well. A ton of words that you can mute. And stay vigilant, man, because the spoilers is about to be running rampant when it comes to Spider-Man 2. So be careful, right? But Spider-Man 2, October 20th, 2023. Can't wait for this game. Going to put so much time into it. You feel me? And yeah, those are my spotlights for this week. You know, but let us know in the chat, man. What are your spotlights for the week? Let us know in the comments. Let us know on the other platforms that are listening to this as well. Later on, you know, what's y'all spotlight games? You know, but okay. Let's start with we're gonna get into our impressions now. So there's 2 games that we want to give impressions for this week, guys. One of the first games is Infinity Strash, Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai. Big shout out to Square Enix, because they gave me and Bari early copies to Infinity Strash, The Adventures of Dai. So, you know, Square Enix, we appreciate you guys so much for rocking out with the WUPS boys, you know, and, you know, big shout out to Ibs as well, man. Ibs is a great dude out here, you know, shout out to Ibs. So, yo, let's get into Adventures of Dai. So for those who don't know what Adventures of Dai is a hack and slash game that is based off both an anime and a manga. You can actually watch the anime now on Hulu, and it's got the entire series. And it's about a boy named Dai who, you know, kind of like that usual anime story of like, you know, he has this latent power and he finds out that he is one of the Dragon Knights, which the Dragon Knights is a combination of Darklings, which are magic-based users, humans, and dragons. And they possess immense power, and they have the ability to bring order to the world, right? So that's what this game is based off the anime, and it's really a 1-to-1 adaptation as well. And it's from episode 1 to episode 42, 43 within the anime. That's what this game is based off of. I think it stops like right after Baran. But Bari, let's start with you, man. How are you feeling about the Adventures of Dai? What's your likes? What's your dislikes, man? Let us know.
Yeah, first and foremost, once again, just want to show our appreciation to Square Enix for you know, sponsoring and you know, giving us you know, early access codes for the game. You know what I mean? This is definitely a start of a great relationship that we plan to share with Square Enix when it comes to, you know, future games and whatnot. But yeah, I first and foremost, I love Adventures of Dai. I like the anime. I really like the manga. Anime been out for a while, which got me to reading the manga. And then, you know, recently they uploaded like a lot of the, you know, dub for the anime that got me to rewatch the anime like a couple of months ago or whatnot, to just get ready again for this game. Very, very cool story. You know what I mean? Where so pretty much there's this enemy called, his name is Hadlar. He was like the Dark Lord, and he got defeated by the hero Yvonne. And when he got defeated by Yvonne, all of the monsters that had control of, like, you know, the dark aura and whatnot, they actually became who their true beings are. So it's crazy with Dai, because Dai was actually raised by, you know, his monster pretty much. You know, it's pretty much, I forgot the name of the monsters in Dragon Quest. Is like they like the mage, little pudgy mages, but his grandfather's name was like Brass or whatnot. And the story started off with there where Dai is raised by this monster, but the Dark Lord returns, and there's like a new Dark Lord, by the way, which High Lord is now working for as a Dark Army and whatnot. But long story short, the game itself, story-wise, follow pretty much everything that the anime or the manga follows. So you're not going to get no real surprise. Well, I'm not getting no new surprise from what I played so far with the game. So story-wise, it's no issue. Gameplay wise, I do like it. I do like the gameplay. It's starting to click with me more, but there's definitely some flaws within the gameplay. And the biggest flaw for me in the gameplay is I feel like it's a little bit too simplistic, where, you know, a lot of the face buttons is covered by skills. You know what I mean? I wish it was kind of like, oh, let me press R1 and then, you know, the face buttons pop up, then I can do the skills. Because you can add more button prompts to like what triangle or what circle can do rather than the, you know, face button skills. You know what I mean? But my biggest issue with the combat is that the animations, they lock, you can't cancel out certain animations. So if you go into this game mashing, you're going to get swamped. You're going to get slumped in this game because bosses in this game, they are heavily armored, and they are very aggressive in this game. Like, this game is not like an easy game per se. You know what I mean? If you're just going in there mashing, you will die very, very, very quickly. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, why you dying so quickly is because they lock you so much in these animations. So even when you get the just timing right, because it's a simple combo is pressing pressing square like 2 times, then delaying the third prompt to press square, and that gives you like a just frame to do like a more powerful attack. But doing that, they kind of teach you that in the game, but doing that within the game, it locks you in that animation. And while you're doing that move, a heavy-hitted move, you're getting hit, and you see your health bar going down. Even when you do your special moves, enemies are still swinging and hitting through you. So it can get very, very annoying dealing with enemies like that, because, like I said, the bosses, they do a lot of damage to you, and they are heavily armored. And even when you do stun them, the stun is only like 2-3 seconds. You know what I mean? And they right back into you know, hitting you up. The way how they tell the story too is a big flaw as well. It reminds me of like a PS3, you know, fighting type game where they break everything up into chapters, which is not the issue, but everything is like on a map where there's certain like story chapters within it. So you say you're on chapter 1 and it's like 1-3. You might not play it. You're not doing anything at all but sitting down watching a cutscene of the game. I feel like if they just had like a streamlined process of like the cutscenes into gameplay, it would have been received much better than how they're doing it now. The gameplay is it has like Musho, you know, Dynasty Warriors type elements to it, where you get prompted into like a playing field and you run around, you know, from one end to the other end. You know, me fighting a whole bunch of like Dragon Quest type monsters. And it could get repetitive with that, but I don't think that's a big flaw with it. But I wish they would have added more into it, because Dai is a really strong character. Dai is a supercharged. Pop is really strong. Mam, Hunkyul, they're really, really strong characters. But you want to see more of the characters of what they can do as far as their speed and all that stuff. But you can't really get that, you know, traversing within the worlds or whatnot. So I have an issue how they traverse the worlds, but I don't have an issue how it's set up. So if you really like Dragon Quest, if you really like Adventures of Dai, you will like this game, but you still can recognize the flaws of it, because you're playing as, you know, Dai. You're playing as the people that you're watching and you're reading, and it's cool. But I just feel like they failed, as far as what I played so far, they failed in the execution of making you feel as powerful due to all the things I mentioned prior with the animation locks and all that stuff. But there's a lot of gameplay there. You know what I mean? You have the temples of recollection where you can just go through, you know, previous stuff that, or like a maze or something like that. Pretty much like if you play Godfall, you remember that Godfall, the temples or the elevator?
The elevator that we was doing, yeah.
That's pretty much the temples there. So you defeat a floor, or you defeat like a section of the floor, and then they let you choose. All right, so what do you want to power up? Do you want to power up your defense? Do you want to power your magic? You know what I mean? They give you certain doors to go through, and that makes the game a little bit fun, because that is like your level up RPG type of you know, area in the game, because from there you can level up your bond memories, you can level up your skills and stuff like that from the temple area. But I gotta say, the game is not an easy game. You will learn that very, very quickly. I don't know if you got to Hunkyul yet, Persona.
Nah, I'm almost to chapter 3. I learned that on Crocodile, bro.
Oh yeah, Crocodile, he would piece you up, and you realize like, yo, maybe I got to play these other little sections over again so I can level up, because yo, this dude is piecing me up, man. But overall, I like it, but there's a lot of glaring issues and flaws with the game. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give a score because I haven't completed the game yet, but I would say going into the game, be very wary. Would I suggest this game day one? Not in good faith. I can't suggest this game day one. That's due to a lot of the glaring issues where I know other people. If I'm having an issue with it, I know a lot of other people will have issues with it as well. But like I said, if you like Dragon Quest, you like the other things. They even have metal slimes in the game. So there's times where you can see metal slimes and you can level up much faster, which I'm learning now. But I mean, it's a cool game, but it has a lot of issues, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of our thoughts are the same. For me, it's really strange to see with Adventures of Dai, especially with it trying to go for that Muso style of gameplay. Because Dragon Quest Heroes and DQ Heroes 2 exist, where I think they did a really good job with how they approached the Muso style of gameplay, but also with the storytelling. With Avengers of Dai, the storytelling seems very detached, especially for someone like me. Like, I'm glad I watched the anime, because how they tell the story in this game, there's still a lot of like important things, or like those small little nuances of like why things are happening the way they're happening like this, that they kind of skip over. It's a very linear, by the book. We're only going to give you the high points of the story within the game. And I don't really like that approach to this, because especially if you're trying to get more people, especially more people in the West, interested in Adventures of Dai to probably do a second game or whatever the case may be. I don't think the way that they're doing the storytelling here is good enough to capture somebody who has not watched the anime or does not have any type of knowledge of Adventures of Dai or his team, right? Luckily I do, so I kind of I'm rolling with the punches. But even for me, it's a bit jarring to go through the story like this, because it's very disconnected. It just doesn't flow, because it's not one continuous story. It's more so like sections, and then there's certain sections of the game where you choose like that mission, like it's a mission structure, and you choose that mission, and all it is it's like a story. It's like a story cutscene, and I'm like, why does this need to be a mission on the map and not just something that flows within the story and it's just continuous? So I don't really like the way they went with that. And even like within like the world, it seems very linear. Like, it seems like half baked, like it's half Muso, half linear. And this is why I'm saying, like, it's so crazy to see that they went with the design choice that they went with the game when it comes to like it being somewhat of a Muso style game, because Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 exist, which does that Muso semi-linear really well. So and the combat is really good and stuff like that. So it's strange that to go from that to this with Adventures of Dai, it's just really strange to me. The combat, I agree with Bari too. I do think that the combat is fun, but it's something that's going to take getting used to. For me, it was pretty jarring at first, because I'm somebody where like if I'm doing like within combat, I like to clip moves or hit and kind of dodge. In this game, you have to commit to the move before you can move. If that that play on words there, you can't really slash dash slash, or in the middle of a slash, oh, he's about to hit, let me dash. You can't do that. And you really gotta, timing is really important in this game when it comes to like parry and dodge windows. You really need to pay attention to the larger enemies and how they attack, because you're gonna get hurt in this game. Like, if you're not paying attention to that and you kind of just try to ignore that stuff and just keep hitting, because you're going to get knocked back a lot. You don't want that. So you got to really, really pay attention to that stuff. The other thing I don't like is like you can't lock on to like smaller enemies, and that wouldn't be that much of a bad thing if the camera rotation was better, when the camera was better at following you when you're attacking an enemy. So if you're attacking an enemy that's to like the left of the screen, your camera would still be looking to the right, because the camera's not following how you're fighting to kind of reposition itself. You have to manually do that, which becomes pretty jarring, at times, because it's like, if you're fighting a number of enemies and Dai is all the way over here and then the camera's kind of over here, you forget to reposition it. It's just, it's a bit annoying at times. But
and when your teammates die, because I don't think the AI is that smart when your team, because the teammates they don't use any of like the, you know, the plants to, you know, recover health. So if they die, that's pretty much it for that stage that you're going through. You know what I mean? It's very rough. And there's like boxes that you destroy, and you know, there might be like a gem, is a green gem to give you health. It only gives you health for that one character. So you got to remember to switch over to that character and then try to pick up the health there, because it doesn't transfer to everyone. There's a lot of cool stuff that they do in the game where I like Dragon Ball Kakarot to doing the same thing, where there's certain moments in the bonding stuff that it, you know, the bonding memories that they have there.
The manga
they show pieces of the manga.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I was like, yeah, that's really dope, man, because I can recognize this piece. You know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, this, I remember this right here, and they show it from the manga. I like that aspect. You know what I mean? Giving us some, you know, fan service or nostalgia from that. But yeah, combat wise, it's good, but it's rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you want to go out and have fun with these characters, but you can't. You got to play very, very meticulous. You got to play very calm, because if you press us special, or if you press square 3 times, you're locked in that animation, and they are whipping you. They are washing you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, with these bosses.
Yeah.
It is not an easy game.
Yeah. Like I said, you know, I'm still early in the game as well. The Temple of Recollection, I tried that last night as well. I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty straightforward, you know, because that's where you're gonna get a lot of your levels, some of the other bond memories and stuff like that. So you could add, and the thing about the bond memories is the bond memories have stats attached to them that you can also level up. So
yeah,
and that's where you would get a lot of that stuff in the Temple of Recollection. So, you know, the Temple of Recollection is really important when it comes to that. And it's pretty cool. It's like a, you know, a survival type of, you know, wave based thing, and it's kind of like you know, like Hades or something like that, where you choose a door and you get like a power up and you keep going and going and going, and you level up as you go and whatnot. So I think that approach is pretty cool with that. But I just think, like, you know, some of the other more important pieces of the game when it comes to story and combat fall a bit short for me personally. But
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's a cool game just to get to play the manga or the anime. But yeah, there's definitely some issues I feel like they can fix. There's gameplay decisions and design flaws. I feel like they should address it.
Yes.
One thing is like switching, you know, to your partners. You press the down button and you switch to the next person. But let's say you want to go back to die, you got to press it 2 times. You know what I mean? Rather, I feel like you should use the up button and a down button to switch your teammate, and then have a face button for like your herbs or whatnot. But
yeah, I agree. But yeah, so those are our impressions of Adventures of Dai. Obviously, we'll put more time into it and put our thoughts out later on our respective channels as well.
Definitely gonna have a review up on the channel for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But you know, again, thank you to Square Enix for giving us, you know, me and Bari both a copy of Adventures of Dai. Man, we really appreciate y'all, and you know, we look to, you know, working with you guys more. Shout out to Square Enix. Bari, staying in the realm of Square Enix, let's get into our Foamstars impressions, because man, oh man, is this game magic. Now, before you go, Bari, ladies and gentlemen, I have to apologize. Bari, I'm giving you your flowers. I was wrong. I was wrong about Foamstars. I was wrong about this game not being something that I could see myself playing. I was wrong about being critical back when they were showing this game at the PlayStation showcase. I was wrong. And Bari was right. And I'm going to have to give Bari his flowers. Bari was right. It's a fun game. And so, yeah, Bari, I'm giving you flowers, man. You were right. Start us off, man. Foamstars.
Listen, bro. It's all good, man.
Of course.
I knew from all the times Foamstars was being shown, I knew you was going to play it, because I know the type of multiplayer games that you play. These type of designs you're with, the character, you know, class designs or whatnot. And it, like, for me, the gameplay that I'm seeing, I know a lot of people like to compare it to Splatoon and all that, but when you get into the nitty gritty of the game, and if you did play Splatoon, it really is not Splatoon. You know what I mean? Splatoon is more like a weapon based type thing. This one is more like character class based. You know what I mean? Where each character does different abilities, and they work the stage or whatever you want to call it, the map, differently. Not every character is that run and gun aggressive type character. There's characters that you do support. You know what I mean? That they benefit from doing support or, you know, call outs or whatnot. And yeah, like seeing the gameplay and seeing how the foam can get built up and all that stuff, it is very, very cool, man. Not saying that there isn't similarities to something like Splatoon, which is a very, very successful franchise. And I don't understand like how, you know, people can get upset by others, you know, putting certain implementations or even copying what another popular franchise has done. That's what gaming. That's what gaming. A lot of people in gaming does. Nobody has done it since Splatoon came out. But finally, you have something like Foamstars that, you know, they added their own implementation to it, and they really set themselves apart, in my opinion. The characters are really, really cool. I like it a lot. It's a very, very fun game. That's the flow. That's getting into the game. From the music and everything, you know, the training, you know, once again, we was in here, press the right stick to move your camera, or press left to, you know what I mean? But they made it fun and engaging with the music and the dude talking and the word. I was like, okay, I'm sick and tired of these tutorials, but you made this one fun. You know what I mean? And then, you know, once you get into the nitty gritty and you learn your characters and you see the map that's going on, the game started clicking, became more fun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how we can go into, you know, gaming and like, is that not what we want to strive for, is to have fun in these games? You know what I mean? Like, we play video games to have fun. And when people are having fun, they want to deny it. You know what I mean? Just because whatever story that you want to tell yourself or whatnot. It's just weird to me. Like, Foamstars, I enjoyed my time with it. We played about a good 3-4 hours of the game.
Time flew. It flew, man, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we took some L's. We got a lot of great wins. The modes that they have is super fun because it's not even similar to Splatoon. Like, Splatoon main mode is like how much paint you can fill up on the map. That determines your win. Where Foamstars, they had like the main mode that we played, they have like a team deathmatch type of like survival type joint, because last man standing type of mode. Yeah, like last man standing. Like when you exhaust enough lives of the enemies, well, we're gonna call them lives of the enemy team, they pick like a star player that the enemy team has to protect. You know what I mean? And I was like, that caused like some really, really good like engagement within the game, because I'm like, there's times where we had one match where it went to like overtime, and everybody was like protecting their star player, and it was this match was probably about good 20 minutes, bro. That's how long it was going. It was going super, super long because nobody wanted to give up on protecting their star player. So one person was in the back, we was in the back, we was like, nah, we got to move up, we got to do that. I guess they got tired because the map, when you go into the overtime, it has like this Fortnite kind of thing where it's a cloud that closes in. And I guess if you're not into that cloud, like you're foaming up or you're taking damage. It was really, really fun, man. And there's this other mode where it is way more team based, where you have two players going at each other. I forgot what I thought it's like bath survival mode or something. I forgot the name of it. But you have two players. It's a 2v2 at the bottom of the stage going at each other, and the other two members is more like support going around the top of the map, showing support to your team. Where if the enemy is, if your teammate is covered with foam, you got like your little blaster to spray the foam off them, or you can use your foam blaster to cover the enemy with foam, and it just created this like cool engagements that's going on with it. We definitely played the other mode more. But we definitely going to look back into the other mode as well and play it, as we get more time with it. But I like the characters. I like the vibe of the game. I like how each character is not the same. Everybody feel very, very different. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, everybody yesterday, like if they was to charge $40 is the max I will pay for this game. If they was to charge like 40, I would be completely fine with that. Paying $40 for this game. You know what I mean? There's no like single player content or nothing like that with it. It's just straight up multiplayer. It looked like they're going to add more characters with it. I think Square Enix have like a super hit on their hands, and they have to be smart with how they progress with this game. Like, I think you brought up a great idea, Persona, where crossovers can be implemented in this game. Cloud Strife, Sora,
Tifa, Aerith. Tifa, Aerith,
like
Cloud, Sora.
You can cross over those things with this game, and it brings more engagement. More people says, "Oh, let me check this out," because I guarantee you, if you check the game out, you most likely would be like, "Okay, yeah, I think this game, it has its place. It's pretty good." I've seen a whole bunch of people saying that they don't like it or whatnot. That's always going to happen, but majority of the people that I've seen playing, they look like they're having a good time playing the game, man. That's what matters, man.
It's definitely.
Hopefully,
go ahead. What's your thought?
Like hopefully it does last long. Hopefully it does stay, because I know when it comes to games as a service, live service, people have that disdain towards them. But honestly and truly, I had a fun time playing this game, mixing up with some of the characters. Just to try to see which one I'm like more my play style. Towards the end of our play session, I was leaning towards Soa, because she's more of my aggressive, I can get up on enemies type play style. You know what I mean? Because I was playing with Jet Justice. I was playing with Tonic as well. I think Tonic is really, really good. She can be aggressive, but she's not as aggressive as Soa. You know what I mean? But when I was playing Tonic, I was playing her more like a support defensive type character, because she could put up like this foam turret, and it's a spray to keep enemies like, nah, don't come here. Because if you come here, you're going to get foamed up with this torrent. And then she got like a grenade thing that blows up and whatnot. But her bursts, you can foam up enemies mad quick. So there's times where I'm 1-on-1, 2-on-2 with people, or 2-on-1 with people, and I just foam them up mad quick. You know what I mean? Because her burst is good. But Soa, she just can do it all. I really, really like and enjoy Soa a lot from playing the game, man. But I do think majority of the people that plays this game, you will have a really, really fun time playing it, probably get a nice party or whoever. But yeah, it's just a fun game, man. I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, like real talk, it's a really great game. It's definitely a game that like surprised me. Like as soon as you get into it, like even like if you hover over the game in the PlayStation menu, it's got this dope Persona style music. It's just like really good vibe music. When you're doing the tutorial, the music is good. The presentation of the game is really beautiful. This game is very colorful, bright, beautiful. The characters look great, right? And like the characters are dancing. It's got a very stylistic, good vibe, and it's a very lively game. So I do think that this game has a lot of potential. One of my favorite characters, when I first seen the game, I saw like the characters that they showed. I was leaning towards Melty at first, and Melty, she's still a great character and one that I love, and I was playing with quite a bit. She's the launcher style character, so she shoots like these ice cream grenade launcher, ice cream rockets at you, right? And her super is really good as well, because it's like this big Kamiya foam thing. So it's really cool. So I thought she was really good, but then I got the Penguin. Penguin is straight up Call of Duty, and I love it. She got the bombs. She has this little
she got an assault rifle, right?
Yes, assault rifle, something like that. She's got like this foam bear that she throws out that spits out more foam. It's crazy. I'm thinking of Melty. No, Penguin. She has like this barrage foam fire that she does as well with one of her specials that shoots, and it attracts an enemy that's close to it. Her super, I think she has one of the best supers in the game, especially if they're bunched up, because this is big penguin ball that she summons, kicks it down, and then it makes this big explosion, huge explosion. And so I think she has one of the best supers in the game, especially if they bunched up, because it's gonna hurt. And if they get hit while the thing is rolling, it's gonna take damage. They're gonna take damage as well. So Penguin, I'm loving a lot. Like, she's definitely looking like she's gonna be my main in the full release. Now this game, with games like this, man, especially since we've been seeing a lot of like games as a service, live service games like die so quickly, you know, because of the lack of support or whatever case may be. I really think Foamstars has a chance to really have some good staying power, but there's some things that Square Enix needs to fix here. And they have to. Lobbies. Listen, Square Enix, please. I know you're listening. You gotta fix the lobbies. And obviously it's a beta, so this is feedback that they can take back for the full release. But the lobby system in this game, like I can't find Bari on my friends list. And to invite, like we had to have somebody else in the room in order for me and Bari to play together. I don't know why.
It's weird. And it would lock up time. It would lock up.
And then whenever you bring somebody new into your lobby, it reloads the lobby and puts everybody in the same place, and you can't move for a minute. I don't like that. Like that it needs to be seamless. That needs to be cleaned up. Whenever you're searching for a match, everybody has to click yes. I don't like that either, because if we're all in a lobby together and it's my lobby, I should have say so where we're gonna go. I choose the match and we just go, right? I don't like that it disbands the lobbies as well. Like I wish online games would stop doing that, right? Like at least give people the option to play together again or something like that.
Yeah,
but then rematch. But then when you come back to the lobby, you have to then search for another match again. Like it's not automatic where like it'll bring you back to the lobby and just keep searching. You actually have to go back to the helicopter where you go to find matches, and you have to choose the match again, and then everybody has to click yes. It's just a very tedious process that they need to fix. Listen, a game like this needs a private lobbies. It needs private lobby. It has to have private lobbies. You cannot have a game like this and not have some type of private lobby system where you can have like those parts. Because this game is a really fun stream game. This has the potential to be a really fun stream or party night game with friends and stuff like that. This has that potential. Please, you got to put private lobbies in the game. You have to. Mm-hmm. It's imperative. It's imperative. Private lobbies.
It's gonna give it more legs. You know what I mean? The fact that I don't want to play this casual or ranked match. I just want to play with my friends and get a lobby in. You know what I mean? That's going to prolong the game as well. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you 100%, man, because it was definitely frustrating just trying to get everybody together in the lobby. Sometimes you're trying out a character and somebody's writing up a match and you might press no by accident because you're doing stuff with your controller. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, stuff like that, they can streamline and make it better. But the overall package that they have here, the baseline, I think they have a special game here, man. Yeah. It is fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't understand the hate. You know what I mean? Even if it is similar to Splatoon, which I don't think it is, to be honest with you, it just works differently. I don't see the issue with somebody having their own type of game like that due to a popular game. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And, another thing with the lobby system, why, you have to give me the ability to invite friends through the PlayStation as well.
Oh, yeah.
Clean that up. Clean that up, Square. Come on. This PlayStation 5 we talking about. Clean that up. No.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, when you get into a game, no issues. The game is
not laggy or nothing. Yeah,
bro, I'm surprised that all this foam can get all over the place and there's no performance issues. Nothing. Nothing. It get hectic because there's times where you will not know what's going on in the game and it's still just like performing right. That's one thing I could say that it should improve as well. It's like, okay, so your allies, your teammates, they can get foamed up and they turn into like this ball. Right? There's like a prompt that pops up, it's like help, but sometimes there's so much chaos and foam going around, you can't like, is this my teammate right here? Because the ball looks like any other foam. You know what I mean? So I feel like it should
be like highlighted. They should be like a highlight.
They can clean up that transparency a little bit, because there's times like, I'm behind you. I'm like, I didn't even see you. You know what I mean? I'm just using my skateboard or my surfboard just cause. You know what I mean? I'm circling around the area. I'm like, then I hit you. You know what I mean? But they can highlight that much, much better, in my opinion. And certain characters, this is not a bad thing, but certain characters' chemistry together, oh man, they can get foam all over the goddamn place. You know what I mean? Yeah. They can get foam quickly on there, man. So, but overall, somebody's asking about the game spawn cam issues. Yeah, I can see there's spawn cam issues in the game. You know what I mean, where people can get steamrolled. But that's one thing I do feel like they should add as well. the ability to switch characters in match. Like, let's say you pick Melty, but Melty's not doing your way how somebody, you know, these teammates is working. You want to switch over, like, let me get a little more aggressive. Let me pick Soa.
I also feel
like they should.
I also feel like they should also have like different spawn sites. It shouldn't just be one side and the other side. They should definitely have like different spawn areas where you could spawn in the game, especially on the bigger map that we was on. You could definitely.
The thing is, the bigger map is no issue. Is that Russian roulette map?
Yeah, it's a smaller
because
map.
it's just one area where you spawn in, and you got to go through that one little tunnel. And if they on you,
I think that's more so a map design issue rather than a spawn issue, though, because there's not really a whole lot of places that you could spawn on that map. So you kind of got to be a lot more strategic. But if you get steamrolled, it's going to be really tough regardless to just to get out of that, you know, like period. But I think
the other map, I didn't feel that issue with the bigger map.
I didn't have that issue with the bigger map because that map was so much bigger. But that smaller map is definitely a much more intimate experience where you definitely gonna be running into it's high action, it's gonna be a high action map right there. But for overall, guys, check out Foamstars. It's really a great game. I can't wait to see what Square Enix does with this game. Really and truly, the gameplay formula is there. This gameplay loop, this is it. This is a good gameplay loop. I was not bored. It was fun, especially playing with friends. They've got this gameplay loop and they got the formula with this.
Yeah. You got a fun game.
You got to stick the landing. You got to stick the landing though. So it's a lot of things you got to fix, and you got to stick that landing, and you got to keep the characters balanced, because some characters, Barista Door, it's tough. It's tough, man.
He OP.
Go ahead, Bar.
But yeah, like what game is fun when even when we was having like the lobby issues and trying to get people in, the gameplay is so good that we wanted to play the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Issues that got to be highlighted and spoken about so they can clear it up. But normally with a game that's not fun and they have that issue right there, you packing that thing up.
Bar, you know how I am. If a game not working, I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like I'm done. But this, we were closing the game, restarting our PlayStations constantly, trying to play together because the game is that much fun. To me, the gameplay loop is on point, and you guys know what I talk about all the time when it comes to these games as a service games. To get that engagement or to keep people coming back, got to have a fun gameplay loop. It's got to be fun. This is a very fun gameplay loop, man. It's very, very fun. I love it. So yeah, those are impressions of Adventures of Dai and Foamstars. I'll be streaming Foamstars later on tonight and over the and Sunday as well. Playing with a bunch of people. So, hopefully come through. But yo, let's get some of these super chats real quick. Yo, Cheat Code, man, appreciate you for the super chat. And then he super chatted again and he said, for Whataburger. Appreciate you. Shout out to Webhead, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. It says, this week I beat Final Fantasy VII and that thing is fire. Game still holds up super well today for a 97 game. By the way, Sephiroth is not the real villain. It's Hojo. And then shout out to
Hojo definitely set up a lot of things. Hojo created Sephiroth. That's his daddy. That's his poppy.
Yes, sir.
That's his pappy.
And then shout out to Cheat Code again for the super chat. It says, how true are the hoodie sizes in the merch store? They're true to size. They're pretty accurate when it comes to the size. Cheat Code. And then shout out to Pink Princess in the City. Appreciate you for the super chat. She says, I'm very excited for Assassin's Creed Mirage 2. Yo, it's gonna be a great game. I'm excited for that. Next week gonna be dope. And then shout out to JP Loco. Appreciate you for the super chat. It says, Separate Ways DLC and Liza P are my spotlights. Oh, that's good picks. Good picks. And then shout out to Andy. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, breaking news, finally stopped raining where I'm at. Everyone have a good weekend, WUPS Nation. Congrats on the podcast additions. Well deserved. Appreciate you, Andy, man. Shout out to Andy, man. Good dude out here. And then shout out to Unicron, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. Or as Bari would say, Unicron. Appreciate you for the super chat. It says, Bari and Persona, I noticed you're both still dodging me. Come catch these Street Fighter 6 hands. Oh wait, Bari's internet is weak. Persona don't want my smoke. I haven't played Street Fighter in a minute. I've been playing a lot of other games, so. But we could probably.
Really true. That's hit me up, man.
Yeah. And then shout out to Julian, man. Appreciate you for the super chat, Julian. He says, good morning, brethren. My bad. I'm a little short on my super chats today. Internet scammer ran my pockets, ran my spending account dry.
Oh man. Oh man.
And then,
Shout out to Julian, man.
And then, yo, big shout out to Cyber Dragon for the big boy super chat. He says, looking at the origins of your Odyssey, you might see a rogue waving a black flag seeking liberation from Valhalla, which is a mirage, the revelation of the Brotherhood who wanted freedom, cry for unity in the Syndicate. Yo, that's bars, man.
Bars.
Those are all the Assassin's Creed names, by the way. That's fire.
Bars.
That's fire.
Hey, yo, Cyber be on it, bruh.
Poetic. And then big shout out to DC, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, official WUPS meet and greet will be hosted by Whataburger.
Big facts. Big
Yo,
facts. We're working on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are. Yes, sir. We are, man. All right, guys. So, we are finally, I think it's time to, get into the news for the week. That wasn't the news, guys. That was the intros of the show. But yo, let's get into the news, guys. And it's gonna be, it's a little bit of news, but it's not gonna be too crazy, right? But yo, let's start with Bari. The PS Plus October games got announced. You feel me? And so the PS Plus games for October is going to be Callisto Protocol, Farming Simulator 22, and Weird West. How you feeling about this month? Or next month, October? Uh-oh. I see that face. Uh-oh.
Yo, PlayStation, let me talk to you, man.
Uh-oh, pull up a chair.
You was on to something when it came to Callisto Protocol. I get it, Halloween vibe, scary game. Farming Simulator?
Oh, man. You ain't trying
Farming Simulator?
You ain't trying to grow them crops.
Hey, yo, man. You can't be raising the price of PlayStation Plus and then be offering this right here. I don't know. I heard things about Weird West, but really and truly, I only heard from 2 people. You know what I mean? Nobody really played the game, so I don't know. Callisto Protocol, I got the platinum to that game. You know what I mean? I platinum the game. I think it's a pretty cool game. You know what I mean? It definitely had its issues here and there with the combat. But overall, I like the direction. I like the pacing of the game. It was fun, in my opinion. But you can't be raising these prices and then offering Farming Simulator. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. All respect to the simulation games out there, but now that we paying $20, $35, $40 more, no. I'm giving this joint a D-.
Oh man.
Not because of Callisto Protocol, but the 2 other games, Farming Simulator and Weird West. This is not good, man. Going into October, Spider-Man month, you need to come on home with the catalog games, because this are initial PlayStation Plus Essential games. No, it's not it.
Yeah.
And I'm usually positive, but now that you up that price. No, it's not it. D-.
Yeah, I hate to agree with you, man. I think Callisto Protocol I thought was a great game. I thought it was not great. Let me say it was a cool game. It was a cool game for what it was trying to do. I had my gripes with it when it came to some of the combat options and some of the more quality of life things, but I believe they fixed a lot of that stuff through updates and patches, especially with how slow it was to heal yourself. I think they sped that up and made that much faster. And cleaned up how, some of the parrying, because there were certain issues with parrying certain attacks and whatnot in the game. I think, they fixed a lot of that stuff as well. So I think, with Callisto Protocol, I think it's a cool experience. Definitely you definitely should check it out. But yeah, Farming Simulator, I'm good. All that simulator stuff, I'm good on that stuff. I'm not really super big into games like that per se.
Playing this shit.
And then Weird West, I don't really know what this is per se, but I'm good. I think the highlight of this month is definitely Callisto Protocol, but I'm gonna give it a C-. I think it's okay. It's definitely variety there, but it's not really something that I'm really looking forward to. So, yep. But
Listen,
let us
man,
know.
if you think this month is amazing, I need to see your PSN. This is pure craziness. You know what I'm saying? Show me your PSN that you play these games and you loving them. I seen somebody talking about Farming Simulator is popular. Popularity doesn't mean nothing to me, man. I can only speak on how I feel it personally. I'm not saying that. You know what? I take that back because I'm about to be a hypocrite here. If you enjoy this month of PlayStation Plus, you thought the game offering is great. Hey, kudos to you, man. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm only speaking of how I feel about the offering, especially after a price hike.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially after that. And the reasoning for the price hike.
Yep.
To offer more of these better and quality games and all that stuff. I listen, I haven't played no Farm Simulator. I haven't played no Weird West. But no, man. No. No.
Yo, big shout out to Jeff B Gaming for the super chat. He says, Bar, you off, bro. The PlayStation Plus prices weren't hiked. They just given less of a discount. Still less than paying monthly.
Yo, I listen, man. I like how you put that, but it is definitely an increase because they announced it as an increase.
Yeah.
You're paying $20 more. You was paying $60 for the year, and it's not even cheaper monthly. It's more monthly. That don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's more money monthly. Monthly is like $10 a month or like $12. I'm sure. If you add it up to 12 months, that's way more than $60.
Yeah.
Or what is it? $80.
Yeah, I'm good.
You probably just being sarcastic on that one.
You might have been.
I don't know.
We're gonna chalk that up.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, man. So that's the PS Plus games for the month for the month of October. Definitely let us know. What score are you giving October? Is it an A? Is it a B? A C? D? E? Or well, no, an E? F? Let us know. But yo, let's move on, man. So Bari, PlayStation announced a couple of cool VR.
Before you move on, I got to talk to chat, man. It's been a long time. Listen, chat, talk to me. Listen, just because the monthly price did not increase doesn't mean you are playing less if you pay for PlayStation Plus monthly. You're still paying more than what you will pay yearly. It's not that difficult, people. It is not that difficult, man. If you pay $10 a month for 12 months, how much is that, people?
Hey, yo, you funny, bro. Yo, big shout out to Wolfgang Mashima. Appreciate you for the super chat, man. He says, shout out to you guys digging the new ways to listen to the podcast. 20 days until Spider-Man 2. Absolutely, Wolf. We can't wait. We're really excited as well. But yo, Bari, man, PlayStation announced a couple of cool indies, man. I mean, not indies, PSVR games coming to PSVR 2. One of the ones that they announced was Among Us VR. How you feeling about that?
I'm with that. Yo, Among Us, it's been a while since I played, but I played that. I mostly play that with my nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think it's a cool little party game that's seen that in VR. I might be I can see that in VR, man.
I'm not gonna lie, seeing this in VR, I'm like, yo, this I can see myself playing this. Like, cause it's much more like of a honed in experience like this. I can see myself playing this 100%.
Yeah, I think they got a great concept.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like Clue, but video game kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You ever play that game Mafia? It's like a card game, Mafia. You got to figure out, you know what I mean, who's the killer and whatnot. Kind of like that, man. Yeah, I think that would be that's a dope announcement that, you know, they get a VR announcement. I'm with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's pretty cool. So shout out to Among Us VR. I'm gonna keep my eye on that one, man. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. This might be a cool little VR party game. So the next game is Journey to the Foundation, and this is based off a book series, and I believe this is supposed to be like a survivalist type of game.
Oh, I don't know.
And it's got like first person shooter vibes.
Oh, look, all right.
Yeah, it's like a survival shooter type of game. It looks
it look good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks pretty cool, man. So, you know, I think that looks pretty cool. Definitely Shout out to PlayStation VR 2 for like, they giving a lot of love to VR 2, man. Like VR 2 is getting a lot of cool games and experiences, I think, when it comes to this. Yeah, this looks pretty dope. I'm liking this. I never read the book though, so I don't know what that book is about. But the next one
I
is
never read no book, but it looks good.
the next one is announcing Heroes of Forever, which is a multi-dimensional arcade cover shooter for PSVR 2. I didn't see this one when they announced
Time
it.
Splitters vibes.
Yeah. Oh, you know what this kind of looks like too? Remember Roller Dome? It looks like a first-person version of that. Yo, this looks dope. Look at all the enemies on the screen.
They gotta fix that clipping with the this don't look crazy.
Yeah, this looks pretty interesting. Oh, now you a police officer?
There was a little clipping with the gun.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Seeing that in VR, that will annoy me.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it now with like the clipping. Oh, now you in a war? Okay. I think that might be
crazy, but graphically, it needs a little
tighten up a little bit.
Yeah,
it needs to be tightened up a little bit. That looks interesting. Heroes of Forever. It looks interesting. They could clean that up a little bit, but I'm liking what I'm seeing with that. Right. The next one is Tin Hearts, and this is a puzzle style game that they announced. I don't know what the puzzle games, man. In VR. Okay.
I'm good on the puzzle, man. Like VR, I'm all for the mechs, the shooting.
Yeah, the shooting.
You know what I mean? Bow and arrows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's an action platformer type game like Moss, but have puzzles, I'm with that. But all puzzle game, VR, I'm good on that.
Yeah, I'm good on like an all puzzle style game. Although this looks pretty. It looks cool. And you got all the tin soldiers and whatnot, but I'm good. I'm good on that.
That's all you trying on that one.
I'm trying.
This is why they say the WUPS PlayStation guys, man, they like everything. he said it looks good.
It looks interesting, you know. It looks interesting, you know. I can't say it looks interesting. And then the next one is I ain't anticipating it, but next one is Tiger Blade Pounces. So this one is this one's supposed to be like some samurai, like a samurai type of. Oh, like what's the name of that game? What's the name of that one game that came out on PlayStation? Like Ghost Runner type of stuff.
Ghost Runner and I know what game you're talking about.
The other one, yeah, you know which one I'm talking about.
With the Chinese dude, you got the sword.
Yeah, I forgot the name. This giving me that type of vibes where you got the gun and the sword. It's called Tiger Blade. Coming out in November.
I can't think of it. I got the platinum to that game too, man. I can't even think about it.
What? That's coming out in November? Yo, that gameplay looks dope.
Yeah, this look good.
Yeah,
I'm with this.
Yeah. I'm with the gameplay on that, man.
Yeah, I'm with that.
This looks clean. And it come out November 17th. Yo, there's too many games coming out, man. And then the last one, which we got a release date for, was the Foglands, which is coming out October 31st.
Shadow Warrior. Yeah, there we go.
Shadow Warrior. Yes. Thank you. Shadow Warrior. Shout out to the chat. So Foglands.
Oh, they showed this one already. I remember this one.
Yeah, Foglands finally got a release date as well. It's coming to PlayStation VR 2. And it comes out October 31st, 2023. But they showing like a bit more gameplay. This was one that we saw at a State of Play earlier this year with Fogland.
Yeah.
But it looked cool. But I feel like personally it's coming out at a bad time for me personally, because October 31st I'm still gonna be playing Spider-Man 2. You feel me? And then if COD ends up being good, or Call of Duty and all that other stuff. So
yeah, I mean,
but it looks interesting though.
It looks good. Like if you invested in VR, you can't say like, yo, they're not producing games for you to play or giving the option to, let me use this thing, like how some people are saying.
Yeah.
Now there's many games in VR that's coming out here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like PlayStation VR 2 is a catch-up thing when it comes to PC, because probably some of these games that is being announced, they probably were on PC and whatnot. but now it's coming to the console that's due to how them catching up with technology and all that stuff with PlayStation VR 2. So
yeah,
if you invest in something like that, yeah, I think you're good to go. That you have enough content here to justify you paying for this headset.
I agree. I think there's more than enough games coming to PlayStation VR 2 that will, satisfy everyone.
Resident Evil as well coming.
Yep, RE coming to VR. So you got a lot of experiences there, ladies and gentlemen, that you can play with. You feel me? But yo, let's get into some Spider-Man news, Bari. Spider-Man. Let's get to the Spider-Man news, right? So shout out to Insomniac, man. One thing about PlayStation that I think they've done really great is they're definitely leading the charge when it comes to accessibility in video games. And Spider-Man 2 is no different from that. So Insomniac has laid out what the accessibility options are going to be for Spider-Man 2. And some of the big ones that we can talk about is, so now you'll be able to have challenge level modifiers, which will allow you to customize 3 aspects of the gameplay, which is enemy health, enemy damage, and stealth awareness, which is cool. There's also going to be chase assist, and within this feature, they've introduced with Miles Morales and in Spider-Man Remastered, the response to the players who have difficulty completing the story in original 2018 release. The feature will work similarly, where it'll reduce the target's top speed, so it slows down the target so that you can catch them. The next option, accessibility option, is quick time events autocomplete. So now you'll be able to automatically complete quick time events. Like they won't, you don't have to do any of the button prompts or actions. And then obviously they have shortcuts and game speed. So now you'll be able to, this is actually something that they brought from Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, where now you'll be able to speed up the game. So you'll have the game speed of 70%, 50%, and 30% in real time of the real time rate of the shortcut buttons. This allows you to slow down the action, give you more time to react to multiple gameplay scenarios. Want more time to react as surrounding hunter fist fly, or battling against lizard or something like that? It allows you to slow down the game speed. The other accessibility options is additional options for heroes in a gallery of accessibility options, which is audio frequency controls. This will allow players to disable uncomfortable sounds without high frequency cutoff, low frequency cutoff, and custom settings with the notch frequency filter as well. So you'll be able to edit that stuff. Some of the other things as well that are coming post-launch for accessibility is audio descriptions. So this is something that was introduced with The Last of Us remake, where they actually describe the scenes to you with that audio description.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, so that's also something that's going to be coming to Spider-Man 2 post-launch. Screen reader as well, which will be coming post-launch, and then captions, which will be available for cinematics and at key audio moments in gameplay. We have captions for off-screen and environmental sound effects, music, and more. The captions are also highly customizable, including size, color, background, occupancy, and background color separate from subtitles. So they'll have captions. And then the access controller will also be usable with Spider-Man 2 as well. Bari, what's your thoughts on the accessibility controls?
I mean, I think it's great that developers are putting all these accessibility options within the game. It gives more people a chance to play the game that never could do it before. Mm-hmm. So I'm all for it. I'm all for these games having these accessibility stuff. Yeah, to just garner more people to play the game. It's a smart move. It has been working out well for PlayStation when it comes to the games, and yeah, I just want to see more of it. My only thing is that, having these options there, people will abuse that don't necessarily need to use it. So like, as much as I like it, I'm also looking at it with a side eye, because when people give their impressions and they talk about these games, like, what are you using or what are you enabling when it comes to the accessibility option? I think we're going forward when it comes to a lot of opinions, these and reviews, stuff like letting us know what accessibility options you have enabled needs to be in the review. You know what I mean? Especially if you're talking about combat, if you're talking about stealth missions and all that stuff, because from what I'm seeing that you have QTEs that you don't even need to do a QTE. You don't got to press a prompt. You know what I mean? So I'm all for it. And I really and truly, I compliment, and, you know, I want more developers to put it in there. But when it comes to like anybody that don't necessarily need those options, you're not disabled, you're not any of that stuff, and you're still using that stuff, you know what I mean? You know what's going to happen because they've been doing it, you know what I mean, with PlayStation games. I think people need to be more transparent and come out and be like, okay, this is what I had enabled to play this game, because it does affect how you play the game. And certain options, certain opinions on difficulty and, you know, movement and all that stuff does get affected with these options on, because somebody want to speed through the game or get a platinum really easy and stuff like that. So that's my only little thing, but I'm all for it. I think it's a great option, and I commend them for adding this stuff there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, I think, you know, giving people who need this stuff more ways to play games, you know, is a great thing. But stuff like this definitely gets abused by people who try to push a specific type of narrative when it comes to
all the time, bro.
When it comes to these games. So, you know, stuff like that, I think is just what sucks, you know. But, you know, shout out to the accessibility features and things like that, you know, and I hope the people who really need that stuff can benefit from that, you know. So shout out to Insomniac with that, you know.
There was one option in The Last of Us 2, right? This is after I beat the game. I beat this game like 4, 5, 6 times. I didn't catch on to what it was until I played it so much, right? And I think I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, wait, they have an option like that? Bruh, they had an option in The Last of Us Part 2 where if you go like prone, enemies can't see you. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I'm not familiar with, you know, certain disabilities and whatnot. I'm like, what? Who is that helping out? Like you just run through the whole game, nobody see you. That's crawling on the floor. You know, so I'm like that to me seemed like more like a cheat code than a you know, accessibility feature in my opinion. But yo, I was like, yo, this was in the game the whole time, and I was questioning it because, you know, I see people putting up, oh, I beat Last of Us on Grounded. I beat The Last of Us on Last Survivor. And I'm just like, was people really playing this game on Grounded? Or, you know what I mean? Was they crawling through this? It brings those questions to mind now with this stuff. But like I said, I commend them for adding this stuff. I understand it. It's definitely needed because it brings more people to play the game and getting a chance to play it. But you just got to be very wary when it comes to certain things. That's like, you know, people that's playing the game that don't need these features and whatnot. But yeah,
I agree, man. I think that it sucks to see, straight up, right? But you know, one of the other things that Insomniac also put out, Bari, they put out some of the trophies that you can expect to get in Spider-Man 2. So if you're somebody that's going for the platinum, now these aren't spoiler trophies from what I've seen. They took out all the spoiler trophies
to me, but
so
it's not spoilers, but spoiler to me.
So you don't want to go through it? You don't want to go through it then?
No, go through it. I already seen it. Seen it because Insomniac posted it.
Yeah, Insomniac.
That's how I caught on. That's how I was like, "What is this?" I'm over here cycling it. I'm like, "Wait, these are trophies?"
Yeah, I was like, "What?" So they put out some of the trophies that you can expect to get in Spider-Man 2. So the dedicated trophy, which is collect all trophies. Obviously, that's the platinum. Superior, 100% complete all district.
Hell yeah.
I think shows up there. Heal
that
the
boy Mute Game was on point. I feel you. I respect it.
Heal the world. Finish the main story to the max. Purchase all gadget upgrades. Kitted out. Purchase all available suits. Amazing. Release max level. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Complete all Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man requests. Foundational. Complete all EMF experiments. Evolve. Defeat 100 enemies with evolved Venom abilities. Surge.
Hold up now. You just skip past that. I know Miles' abilities are called like Venom stuff. But evolve Venom abilities?
Well, his much better abilities, and we see it through the trailers. And they actually use that gift to kind of show that off as well. You know,
because Peter is using quote unquote Venom abilities because the symbiote is called Venom.
But they actually specify that though, because then the next one is Surge. Use symbiote abilities 25 times during symbiote surge.
You see what I'm saying?
Armed and dangerous, defeat 100 enemies with spider arm abilities. Fully loaded, purchase all of Spider-Man's suit tech upgrades. Brooklyn Pride, complete a gift. My Community, complete hard bop. Funky wireless protocol, solve the mystery of the spider bot's origin. Stylish, equipped a suit style. Slackline, stealth take down 25 enemies in stealth from the web line. Hang 10, perform 30 air tricks in a row without touching the ground.
We gonna be in the air crazy.
That's gonna
a
be
bronze?
a fun. Yeah, that's a bronze. That's gonna be a fun trophy to get.
That might be a last one for me.
That's gonna be a fun trophy to get. Overdrive. As Miles, use reverse flux to pull 6 or more enemies together simultaneously. Soar. Using only your web wings, glide from Financial District to Astoria without touching the ground. Hey, yo, Astoria is right. Yo, listen. Queens, baby. Astoria, Queens.
I'm happy they ain't put no Queens trophies though. Nothing called Queens in the trophy menu. You see how they got the Brooklyn one? The trophy's actually called Brooklyn, whatever it was called. There's no Queens, whatever. Hold that. He mad. Look, he mad.
There's no Bronx anything in this game, so hold that. Anyway.
DLC.
Never. Anyway, a new adventure. Help Howard. Resourceful. Collect a total of 10,000 tech parts. Co-signing. Complete all tech stashes. New York, New York. Complete all photo ops. A new suit. Acquire the black suit.
Yo, I think it's most. Listen, you're not gonna put evolved Venom abilities because how I think as a comic book purist, I'm thinking like when you say evolved, that means like the symbiote has fully bonded.
No,
you know what I mean?
I think they're talking about Miles Morales with evolved Venom's abilities.
Oh yeah, that could be. That's what I say. Because his abilities are called like Venom Bite, Venom Sting.
Yeah, Venom Sting. So I think they're talking about Venom. I mean Miles Morales here with the Venom. Evolved Venom abilities instead of symbiote. You know?
Okay. Because they are showing Miles like
they're showing Miles electric charge and stuff like that. So I'm thinking they're talking about that when they say that. Okay. Yo, and it's not even all the trophies, man.
These are not the story trophies.
Yeah.
How much in total was this? Like 20 something?
Let me see. 1, 2.
It looked like they're doing 4 each. It's more than 20 something trophies. That's 5. That's 4. That's 5.
25 here.
Sheesh. Okay.
25 here.
Probably looking around 41 trophies in total.
40, 41, yeah, because I expect the story to be pretty lengthy because, the boss fights, certain story elements and stuff like that they'll have come out as well.
Side mission stuff,
yeah. I think a lot of that stuff as well is going to be happening. But that's not all.
46, I can see that. I can see that Black Bear around 46.
Yeah, 46. How many was Spider-Man original? 51?
Without the DLC.
Yeah, without the DLC, it was like 50.
Maybe you're right. I think it was like 50 something. Yeah, you're probably right.
It was like 50, 51. So
somebody look that up real quick.
Yeah, somebody look that up. But I think original Spider-Man 2018 had about 50 trophies. So including the platinum. So I think we can see this land around there because I think there's going to be certain story elements as well of like, encounter Venom for the first time, Venom. Find, defeat Mysterio or something like that. Defeat Wraith or whatever. I think a lot of those side mission stuff as well is going to be here too.
Punch Harry in the face.
So, you know, we'll see. I wonder if we're gonna let me not say that. I'm not gonna say that here. All right, man. But Bari, that's not the only thing Spider-Man related, man. The other thing
There's more?
There's more. There's more, man. So the other thing with Spider-Man that released this week as well is that influencers and content creators and the media have their review copies of Spider-Man 2. They're playing Spider-Man 2 right now. Insomniac, I think you forgot 2 content creators in your repertoire. I think you forgot the WUPS.
Hello?
I think you forgot the WUPS boys.
Hello, Insomniac. Yeah, man, this is J Bar in persona. We're doing What's Up Places podcast right now. We got a discrepancy to talk about, man. I think you forgot to email us the codes for Marvel Spider-Man 2. We're not canceling no pre-orders now. We still buying the game, but I just, you know, we want to put out the content there for our podcast. You didn't promise it, but I'm just saying, like, you know,
we would hope that you would.
We like that, yeah. You know what I mean?
Like that.
What happened? Hello?
I think
they hung up on me, man.
I think Ted Price hung up on you.
They hung up on me, man.
Oh man, I see that Tifa background too, boy. I see that Tifa background, boy. Yes, sir. But yeah, so the reviews for Spider-Man will drop October 16th, and previews will drop October 10th. So it's gonna be an interesting time, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the end game when it comes to Spider-Man 2, man. So real quick, Bari, you know, just for quick, shits and giggles, what meta are you floating around with Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, man, I'm leaning towards a 90 to 91 with Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
I get everybody's sentiments when it comes to, you know, reviews and, you know, this game could be better, but it's still the same score or even lower. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like what I'm seeing here with Spider-Man, especially this trailer here and the explanation, is just like, if you are doing 2018 and Miles Morales and adding so much more to it, and making the gameplay so refined and feel, you know, different with the web wings and all that stuff, there's no way I can see it there's no way I can see anything lower than a 90. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can see it probably 89, but I even doubt that. Like, I see 90 to a 91 overall.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, at least for the first 2 days or something.
Yeah,
for me, the Jimmy Through Left Feet review come in, you know what I mean? Drop a 2 out of 10. Then.
Yeah. For me, yeah, I put this out on Twitter earlier this week. I see the game landing around a 90. Everything I'm seeing about the game looks much better than the first one. Even looks better than Miles Morales. Expanded world, better combat. You know, story is going to be on point. I can see this game easily being a 90 Metacritic. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll be an interesting time when it comes to that, man. But yo, Bari, let's move on, man. So The Last of Us Day was this week. And Naughty Dog, they put out and they pretty much said, listen guys, don't expect any factions or video game related news at this Last of Us Day. No figure. But they did put out Ellie, a new Ellie collage t-shirt.
Hey, that's a hitting. That's a heat.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Oh.
I like that, and I like that sweater, bro. Oh, that hoodie. It's like, that hoodie is fire.
Yeah, I like the hoodie as well. The Last of Us Part 2 floral hoodie. And then they put out this Cook and Decker, The Last of Us Part 2 notebook set. And then they put out they got Ellie's backpack. Oh.
The
Ellie's backpack
be having some dope merch.
Monster plush keychain.
And they put the Monster plushie on there.
And this is expected to ship fall 2023. I'm not going to cap, man. That backpack.
How much that backpack over $100?
Let me see.
That backpack is $999.99.
Nah, it's $75.
Oh, okay. I stand back.
And then they got the regular plain backpack that don't have nothing on it. Then they actually have the monster keychain as well, the pilot wings, and the last one.
How much the plain one for?
A plain $64.95. Yeah, it's not bad. Then they've got the the Last of Us poster, Last of Us hat. And that was it. Pretty a pretty okay.
Yo,
I guess.
Last of Us got some dope merch, man. Like, I like their merch. I ain't even gonna hold you, but go ahead, Persona. You can.
Yo, listen, man. I do think that Last of Us, it has awesome merch. I'm not taking away from that at all. But yo, man, I want to see the games, man. I want to see Factions too, man. Like, my God, man. It's annoying. It's just so annoying, and they set expectations. So I'm not really mad that they. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not mad that they didn't show anything, or disappointed, I should say. It's just like, damn, man. Like, especially when you have stuff like this with The Last of Us Day, and you don't have any type of game related announcements. It seems pointless to me personally. Like, it's just like, yeah, we're celebrating The Last of Us series, which is great, but what made the game great is not the merch, it's the games.
What people want the merch because of the game.
Yeah.
The day itself is because of the game and what happened, you know what I mean? Let's coincide with the date and whatnot. But yeah, the fact that you had no update for the Last of Us multiplayer game that they're creating, it's a huge disappointment, because you promised it early in the year that we'll see it in 2023. Oh, well, you promised it last year that we'll see it in 2023. That got delayed, and we found out last minute that you guys need more work to cook. Perfectly fine. You know what I mean? But to have something set up where you have something like The Last of Us Day and no announcement of any type of game, it's disappointing. Regardless on needing more time to cook, needing more time to do whatever, it is disappointing that you have an event, you have a day, a celebration, and nothing of the game is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not being toxic. It's not being anything. It's more frustrating because we are fans of the game, and we want to see this multiplayer game that everybody's talking about, that's more expansive and all that stuff. But certain specific events that you created, it's not even there for it. It's disappointing, man. Yeah. And I see people damage controlling that stuff. Was like, they don't need to show the game here. I'm like, what? Like, I don't get that, man. Yeah, they said it got delayed, they need more time, but to not have something set up for this day?
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Speechless.
I don't get it.
Speechless, my boy. Speechless.
I don't get it at all, man.
I don't either. But this is what people think. This is what people are doing. So it is what it is, man. Do what you do. So hopefully we'll see something soon from Factions, but I won't bet on that. So, but Last of Us Day was this week and it passed. And then we've got Bari. I don't think nobody's surprised at this at all. The announcement trailer, Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition. That got announced this week as well. Obviously, they also announced the PC version of this game too, which will be coming out early 2024, and the PS5 version of the Complete Edition comes out in I think October or November. And so what is included in this is the Horizon Forbidden West game, PS5 obviously, Burning Shores DLC, digital soundtrack, digital art book, Horizon Zero Dawn Volume 1, the Sunhawk digital comic book, in-game items, extra photo mode, pose and face paint. Also, in-game items unlocked via story progression, the Kaja Behemoth Elite Outfit, Kaja Behemoth Short Bow, Nora Thunder Elite Outfit, Nora Thunder Sling, Apex Claw Strider Machine Strike Piece, and the Resource Pack. You can wishlist this now. Yeah. So, how you feeling about this, Barry? I don't think anybody's surprised because they did this for Zero Dawn as well.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by it.
October. It's October 6th. Complete edition is October 6th. Sorry.
I'm not surprised by it. I felt like they was probably going to announce this during that state of play, but they didn't do it. The only thing that bothers me about this announcement and seeing the news is that the complete edition itself costs only $60. You know what I mean? Burning Shores DLC came out this year. You know, so I'm just like, okay, I can understand Horizon Forbidden West is going to be cheaper. It's an older game now, whatnot. You know, a year old or beyond, over a year now. But incorporating a new DLC that came this year and offering it for, you know, $10 more less. And for those people that bought Horizon day one and bought the DLC day one, you probably spent what, $100 just together, just alone in that. That's $40 cheaper. Like, I get that the complete edition is always cheaper, but I was surprised. I was thinking like, oh, the complete edition is probably going to be like $70 on PS store, probably $70 on or even $60 on PC. You know what I mean? But it's $60 on PS5 and PC. So I was a little surprised by that. But yeah, the time for these games to go on all the platforms is lessening. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's a massive change going to happen with PlayStation for sure when we talk about the whole Jim Ryan thing. But yeah, I mean, Horizon's a great game. I love the hell out of this game. Hopefully the people that, you know, on PC, they can enjoy the game. Hopefully they purchase the game, not pirate the game. But yeah, I would love to see more successful Horizon Forbidden West and you know, more people talk about the DLC and whatnot. 'Cause I think it's an amazing and great game.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic game, you know, so, you know, shout out to the people who are going to play this. But yeah, we're definitely seeing that PlayStation to PC window shorten much more when it comes to PlayStation 5 games, you know, so yeah, you know, so shout out to the complete edition. Hope people pick that up, enjoy that. And yeah, we're hyped for y'all. And then, you know, the next thing I want to talk about is something that kind of surprised me, Bari. It surprised me a lot. This is coming from Capcom. Capcom presents. So, Capcom had this was an interview with oh my god, what is his name? What's his name? The president of Capcom, Haruhiro Tsujimoto. Haruhiro Tsujimoto. Sujimoto. And he says, game prices are too low. Development costs are about 100 times higher than during the Famicom era, but software prices has not gone up that much. That's the highlight. Bari, this is my question. 2 questions. First question, do you agree with what Tsushimoto is saying here when it comes to game prices and them being stagnant, you know, and all that stuff, right? Second question, if game prices were to jump another $10, how would you feel about that? Start us off.
First and foremost, I'm in a conflicted opinion here when it comes to the game prices statement, because I do agree on some stances. What he's saying here, like some instances, I mean, what he's saying here is like, as far as like, yeah, we do see the development costs of these games ranging from 150, 200, you know what I mean? I'm seeing 250, 240 for the big AAA games, and the game still costing, you know, $60 to $70. But then I look at it, I'm like, those big budgeted games, they're on the PC as well. And on the PC side of things, the PC side of the game is doing way more than what the console side is doing. So you're doing more work development wise on the PC side of the game rather than the console side, by, you know, making sure this game can be played at ultra wide, support all these other nice little features, DLSS, ray tracing, all those things that people praise on the PC side of things. But guess what? Persona, the price is cheaper on the PC side.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's where it's getting conflicting. Like, if the game prices is too much money, because even Sean Layden said this. Sean Layden was on What's Up PlayStation podcast. Shout out to Sean Layden, friend of the show, and he mentioned game prices is definitely too much. I mean, the cost of development is too much. You know what I mean? And but I'm keep hearing the sentiment that, you know, the cost of development is too much, but on the PC side of things is the games are just cheaper. You know what I mean? And people always bring up the digital factor and all that other stuff, but that can same stuff be applied to the console side now, you know, especially now with this generation stuff. So I'm conflicted in how I feel about it, because business wise, I can understand, but as a consumer, I'm just looking at it like, these games are on multiple platforms, but on one specific platform, it costs $10 more or even sometimes $20 more than the other platform that does even more than what the platform it costs more does.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm confused with it. And the other question is, if it goes up $10 more, I do feel that there's going to be a huge, you know, rage moment that comes from gamers. A lot of people are going to speak out on it. But will it generally affect gaming? I don't think it's going to affect gaming overall, because too many people are addicted to games. Too many people love games where another $10 price hike is not going to have them completely stop playing video games. You know what I mean? They might be a little bit more, you know, frugal, you know what I mean, with their money. They might be a little bit more hesitant, but they're not going to stop gaming completely. And, you know, these businesses, these, you know, companies, they're going to capitalize on that aspect. So yeah, it's going to be daunting, but I don't think it's going to necessarily to stop gaming in general. You know, they're going to display their frustrations for sure. But it won't affect nothing.
Yeah, you know, I feel like, you know, this conversation of game prices, you know, this was something that we really started to see come about at the start of this generation when 2K and Call of Duty introduced their the first batch of $70 games, right? You know, contrary to popular belief, it was EA and 2K and Activision that started this whole $70 push anyway, and then everybody else obviously followed suit. You know, I think when it comes to the cost of, like, you know, when it comes to like the price of games going up and development costs getting higher and things like that, you know, I think we're seeing that stuff already, especially when it comes to the development costs of like some of your favorite games. Like we saw that God of War cost like $200+ million to make, you know, Horizon 160 or so. So to make Spider-Man 2 looks like it might be costing anywhere of like $200 million to make, you know, who knows, right? You know, when you're looking at a lot of the cost of games, that price is getting a lot higher. So I do think that, you know, they are correct when it comes to like the price of games, the development costs being so much higher. And this was something that Sean Layden said. You know, he's said this in a number of interviews, that the sustainability of the industry when it comes to just, you know, the cost of games ballooning and just becoming more and more, you can't, you know, something's got to give, right? Because you can't keep having games go up in price. The cost to make games go up in price, and then that price of what the game costs stay stagnant. Now, obviously, I don't think every game that's coming out, especially from some of these third-party developers, should really cost even that $70 price tag. You know, I feel like some people are probably just, you know, just going with the punches with that. But I do understand where Tsushimoto is coming from when it comes to game prices being too low and the development costs rising. Now, when you get to that price going up even more, I mean, you're getting into some very scary territory, right? Where the price of the games, not even the price, gamers being willing to take more chances on a game dwindles because the price for the game is now becoming much higher, where, you know, the risk that's involved with wanting to take that risk on a brand new game, a lot of gamers are gonna be a lot more reserved with their spending. I feel like, where it's like, oh, well, you know, this game is now $85.99. It's a brand new IP. Yeah, it looks fun, but I don't know if this is really something that I really would want to dedicate time to at that price point. I'm gonna wait for a sale or not buy it at all or whatever. And they would stick with what they know, right? So I think that's where we get where we would find ourselves if the prices keep going up and up and up and up. But it's like, yo, what do you do in that situation? Like, it's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place, where it's like people want the biggest and best games, but they don't want to play. They don't want to pay a higher price. Something's got to give. What is it? That's not for me to figure out. That's for these developers and to figure out themselves. Maybe games need to get smaller. You know, maybe and Sean Layden has said this as well. Everything doesn't need to be this AAA banger or whatever. It can be a AA. It could be, something that's a much more smaller experience and more cost effective.
I don't want games getting smaller.
No, what I'm saying is,
some of these big games, like there's less that they putting into it. Look at something like Mortal Kombat 1. There's certain things that Mortal Kombat 11 had, where a $70 game, $100 game, don't even have modes, accessibility. You know what I mean? Like, we're getting less. The games are looking prettier, but you're getting less. Well, go ahead, my bad.
No, I agree with you. I do think that's a valid point as well. So that's why I think we find ourselves between a rock and a hard place of where is going to be the happy medium. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that's going to be, because developers got to get paid, money has to be made, but people also want a high quality product. What are you willing to pay for that?
We also seen the turnovers in the industry as well.
Yes.
Even though games could be successful,
we're still seeing
people are getting laid off left and right.
So it's like, what gives? Like, where do you go from there? I don't know.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like the industry itself relies so much on promotion and marketing from like outside sources. You know what I mean? Everything is like licensed now. You know what I mean? So when you put it, video games make so much money that a game like Spider-Man being in New York, I'm pretty sure they pay so much money for having so much licensed stuff. Oh, you want to have Times Square in your joint? Oh, give us this amount of millions. Or, you know what I mean? Like, oh, a soda can is in here. That's millions. So that part of the aspect, I can see it, because a lot of these games have these licensed characters and licensed content in there. And some of these games, we see them, they're getting packed up, man. Like, people's just getting laid off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It costs so much, not only on the development standpoint, but just if you want to put this little minute thing in there, that's millions of dollars from these companies. That's product placement. You gotta pay me.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. So it's like, I don't know. It's a tough decision, because if you're on one side, the other side's not going to like you, and if you're on the other side, then that side, the opposite side's not going to like you. It's just like, I don't know.
Yo, low key, Edison, I see your chat, Edison, where not all games need to be 100 plus hours, but if you look at the games that are 100 plus hours, they're not big AAA games. That cost of development would be way too much. Yep. Most big AAA games, you're sitting around the 10, 20 30. Hours for majority of them.
30,
you know what I mean?
Maybe.
If that.
Yeah, 30. If
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like a lot of the 100-hour games, those are the smaller ones. You know what I mean? That you probably have an RPG that's, probably have a small budget or whatnot. But I don't know, man.
All right, so let's move on. So yeah, a couple of delays and some cancellations, Bari, real quick. So Banishers, The Ghost of New Eden. This is a game coming from Focus Entertainment and Don't Nod. Definitely been paying attention to this.
You a Don't Nod, dude.
Yeah, I love Don't Nod. So this is like an action RPG type of game too. An action adventure RPG type of game. And it says, with so many unforgettable games in 2023, it's important that each of them shines brightly. Banishers, Ghost of Eden is no exception. Though finished and set for release, we want Red and Anita's story to get the spotlight it deserves. As a result, with the team at Don't Nod, we took the decision to postpone its release to on PCs and consoles to February 13th, 2024. A perfect day for an epic love story. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, Don't Nod. No, that ain't. February is absolutely crowded. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Helldivers, Destiny Final Shape DLC expansion, Persona, Final Fantasy 7,
Suicide Squad.
I don't know if that, we don't have no confirmation in that though. There's no date.
It's release date. It's February 2nd too, as well. February 2nd or 3rd or 4th, one of them. It's the first week of February. I looked it up, bruh.
That's crazy.
Hey, yo, listen, don't nod, man. Really, truly, yes, 2023 is packed. But this is why I always say, like, it don't matter where you put your game, man. There's so much games coming out at this time and moment that's due to COVID, and a lot of things get delayed and pushed back. It's such an influx amount of games coming out. It don't matter when you delay it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you delaying your game into February. That's even worse than in 2023, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I wish them the best.
Hey, I appreciate them. Like, yo, developers are starting to be like honest. Like, yo, look, we want our game to shine. We're not putting it around Spider-Man and Call of Duty and all this other stuff that's releasing. I feel like December would have been a good time too, because you only really have Avatar releasing in December. So I feel like
they try to play the whole Valentine's Day,
love
day
story
off
thing. Yeah,
love story.
Yeah.
I get that, but
yeah, February's packed, man. Yo, so we'll see, man. Like, this is a game I'm still gonna pick this up and play it, because the gameplay does look good and the story looks like it's gonna be pretty interesting as well. So I'm definitely gonna pick that up. But then Bari, Hyenas, another games as a service game bites the dust. Yeah, what I say? Yeah, what I say, Bari? Hyenas games is. Another games as a service game bites the dust. So the Hyena devs, they says,
wait,
this was out, yeah, and they canceled it. So they say, hi everyone, we are so sorry to announce the end of Hyena's development before we were even able to bring our full vision to you. While the decision to cancel the project has not been made lightly, we know that doesn't make it any easier to accept for you or for us. We knew our plans were ambitious, and we knew we were diving headfirst into competition with some of the greats, but we believed in the journey and we're proud to have taken every step along the way. We hope you'll join us in remembering the action-packed Zero-G chaos and the die-hard community of players who helped us make it special. So many people poured their hearts into this project for many years. Please be kind and considerate to them as the news sinks in. We are working hard to find new roles within the business for the incredible talent that helped put Hyenas together. So the development team also, because this was made by Creative Assembly, they also had like a lot of mass layoffs, and within those layoffs as well, the Hyena project got canceled. So it's a really scary time in the game industry.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I never heard of this game. I'm gonna be honest with you, respectfully, I never heard of this game. I seen people tweet about it. I'm like, wait, this is out. I never heard nothing about it. You know what I mean? I see people saying it was on PC. It was not even on my radar, to be honest with you. So
it was a PC,
but
PC
it sucks.
PC type
of game. What's going on?
Yeah, it's like a PC type of game, or like a hero, I guess, type of shooter. It's an FPS game.
Oh, this is it right here.
Yeah. So it looks pretty. It looks pretty interesting.
It's moving.
Yeah, it sucks, man. But that games as a service life is it's a scary road to walk, man. Real talk. It's a scary road to walk. But yo, let's get these super chats real quick. Yo, big shout out to Viper, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says someone will have the QTE prompts off and say it's a movie and not a game. But that was with Spider-Man. And then big shout out to Viper again for the super chat. He says, quick question. If Insomniac did give you codes, would there be a WUPS episode that week? I mean, if we had got codes now, yeah, because we would have beaten it.
Because early.
Yeah, we would have beaten it. So yeah, there would have been an episode that week for sure. And then shout out to True Virgil, man. 4 months as a member of the WUPS Nation. He says, my daughter gave me her birthday wish last week, and 2 days later, Jimmy gets canned. I love my kid. Have a great show, boys, and you're welcome, PS Nation. Nah, we're not gonna do that, man. Like, yo, we gonna talk about it with Jim Ryan, but y'all gotta stop that, man. Like that, y'all really gotta stop that, man. That shit's real tasteless. It's not cool, man. Like, stop that. And then shout out to Jenna Hayes. Appreciate you for the super chat. It says, Jay Barry, why are you shouting out Whataburger? You should be shouting out your favorite Caribbean restaurant chains.
Yo, big facts. Listen, man. Well, my favorite Caribbean restaurants is not like chains. They're like more like one-off stores, but I'm interested in Whataburger. You know, I see how popular it could be, or how popular it is, and I'm trying to eat.
Do it with the accent. Whataburger. There you go.
Whataburger. I'm gonna try to get some Whataburger. You see it? Want to see how it tastes? Want to see the fries? Want to see the burger? What kind of juice them sell? All that.
Yes, sir. Talk to him, man. Talk to him.
You see it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. Then the last bit of news, which came by surprise to me, is Kamiya. Kamiya, Hideki Kamiya of Platinum Games. He confirmed that he is also going to be leaving Platinum Games effective October 12th, 2023. And Platinum Games put out a statement where it says, "We regret to announce that Hideki Kamiya will be leaving Platinum Games on October 12th, 2023. We are truly grateful for his creative ideas and leadership and contribution to the growth of Platinum Games from our startup to this very day. We believe that he will continue to succeed in his future endeavors as a game creator. We are looking forward to seeing the game industry grow into a better place with him in it. We wish him all the best for the future." Bari, how you feel about this? Are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm very surprised, to be honest with you. How I feel about it? Well, Kamiya, he got me blocked. You know,
really?
Because people was doing like some mass tags, and they tagged me into their BS about whatever game they want to talk about, and he ended up blocking everybody that was tagged in the mass joint. He's known to block people instantly. Yeah. But I like his games. I think his games are pretty cool. The only one I didn't get, I know he wasn't fully a part of it, but he had like some type of overseeing process, was the Astral Chain game on the Switch. Great game. I would love to see him come and work for PlayStation, man. You know what I mean? Get some type of Japanese influence and flow, having start up a studio or something. And I would love that, man. This is a golden opportunity right here for PlayStation to get some Japanese centric studios and games out on the platform from them on the first party standpoint. Starting point right here. This is a great person to have on board with that.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because I do like I personally like Platinum Games. I know a lot of people have a lot of hate for Platinum, but I always thought their games were pretty fun. You know what I mean? The action and all that stuff. I like the slow down where their dashes or their dodges. They always made like fun games to me. So, he's a part of that. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Devil May Cry as well. He's a part of the first game, and I love the first game. So yeah, I would love to see him work for PlayStation, man. Real talk.
Yeah. I think PlayStation, that would be a big get for PlayStation, maybe even get a chance to revive Japan Studio and be the head of that. Get some, and get some foothold in Japan, but I wish Hideki Kamiya all the best in wherever he goes to next. And I'm interested to see how this will impact Platinum Games, what type of impact and like how will this affect their morale and how they create games moving forward. What has he taught some of the other people there, like what they bring from into their next couple of games and whatnot. I'm interested to see how that plays out. So we're gonna see, man. But wishing Kamiya all the best, and I still rock with Platinum Games. I like Platinum Games as well. I love Astral Chain too. That was a great game on the Switch. And we're gonna see what happens next with Platinum. But we wishing everyone all the best when it comes to that. And that is the news for this week. And if you've made it this far, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to give you your lovely, lovely trophies. Yes.
Let that thing ring.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. The moment you all have been waiting for. The big news. So, Bari, I have two questions for you. Well, first off, we are in the discussion portion of the show now, ladies and gentlemen, where we got our topic for this week. And our discussion this week is actually going to be Jim Ryan announcing that he is going to be retiring from PlayStation effective March 2024. Crazy. Like a bombshell news drop. Very random. Wasn't expected. That got announced this week as well. So, me and Bari are going to talk about that this week. So, Bari, I have two questions for you, right? the first thing I want to do is I want to read out what Jim Ryan says and his reasoning behind it. And then I'm going to ask you my 2 questions. Cool? Cool. Here we go. So Jim Ryan, after the announcement of Jim Ryan saying that he was going to be retiring from PlayStation, he did put out a statement, and the statement reads, as you will have seen today in the news, I have announced my retirement after nearly 30 years, 3 decades at Sony Interactive Entertainment. I did not take this decision lightly, and I absolutely love SIE in our community, but of late, I've been finding it increasingly difficult to strike the right balance between having my home in the UK and my job in the United States. As mentioned in the press release, I will continue my role as president and CEO until March 2024. Effective April 1st, 2024, Hiroki Totoki will be appointed interim CEO of SIE while he continues his current role at Sony Group Corporation. For those who don't know who Hiroki Totoki is, he is the CFO and COO currently of Sony. So now he'll be taking over this role as well while they work to find a permanent CEO replacement for Jim Ryan. So Bari, I've got 2 questions for you, right? My first question is this. What are your thoughts on the Jim Ryan era, right? What did you like? What did you dislike? What did you dislike at first, but ended up liking later on? And then my second question is, what values would you want the new CEO to retain from the previous CEO and also change? What would you want them to change? Got the floor.
So I liked Jim Ryan's tenure. I did have a few issues with Jim Ryan as far as like how PlayStation markets their games and how they, showcase, the blog and how they use the blog or whatnot. I did have issues with that. I do have issues with, I feel like their multi-platform, operation is very flawed, just looking at it from a PlayStation standpoint. But overall, I knew Jim Ryan had the best intentions for PlayStation. You know what I mean? He wanted to see PlayStation strive, and that was his goal, and he accomplished it well. Under his tenure, a lot of milestones happened with Jim Ryan. Where PlayStation, is making big banks. You can always tell that he had PlayStation, in his best interest, just due to some of the deals that he's making. And even when it's coming to a multi-platform game, there was something there where it's incentivized you to get it on PlayStation or benefits to being a PlayStation gamer with a lot of those games. But the marketing aspect, the disconnect, those are the biggest issues that I have, because even under the PS5 and how successful it is, I miss events like PlayStation Experience, where you actually get you can get a grasp on how the PlayStation community is and how they're feeling, because it's a direct communication with the fans and the developers and, some of the heads up. That type of building, that type of rapport, that wasn't like the priority with Jim. It's just more about making sure everything is in the green, everything is ready to go. PlayStation is striving, is profitable, and keep it moving from there, which is great. But that building that rapport and that ambiance that PlayStation is really for the gamer and all that stuff is kind of missed under Jim Ryan. You know what I mean? But yeah, PlayStation 5, very successful. I think he put out a great product. One of the best launch lineups ever in PlayStation's history for the console. That's all under Jim Ryan. I think a lot of people dismiss Jim Ryan, especially when it came to the PS3 era, because he definitely helped with a lot of that stuff when he was ahead of the UK stuff with the PS3. So a lot of people dismiss that. And I think that needs to be commended and highlighted more when it comes to Jim Ryan. But yeah, seeing him go, seeing him retire, it was definitely shocking. I'm not celebrating like how other people is doing. You know what I mean? I like I said, I always felt like Jim Ryan had the best interest in PlayStation. But yeah, there's issues that I have with him for sure. But I'm not going to celebrate somebody retiring like it's a party, because you don't know, if anybody's going to be doing a job as good as him or Sean or Jack Trenton or whatnot, or is going to be worse. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Jim will always have my respect. I always respected Jim as a leader of PlayStation. But yeah, 30 years is a lot, man. And he spoke about it more. I forgot what publication put it out there where the traveling was getting to him. 1 week here.
GameIndustry.biz was the publication when he spoke, where he was having an interview with Chris Dring.
Yeah, like one week he's here, other week he's here. That can definitely be daunting on somebody as old as him and whatnot. They've been working there for years. But yeah, it's sad to see him go. But I do think PlayStation can benefit from, like a little change up here. And I think Hiroki Totoki, that's his name, right? Totoki. I do think that a lot of the things that the sentiments that Jim Ryan has towards PlayStation, as far as incentivizing and things like that, he shared, because there's comments where he came out and talking about day and date games, how it's not beneficial to have that in the service, or it's not beneficial to have that in other platform. They want to incentivize and censor everything around PlayStation. So, even him as the overseer of things, I think, a lot of the Jim Ryan essence and presence will still be there. But I just hope whoever the new CEO or the CEO of PlayStation and what is, get in touch back with the community, get in touch back with the PlayStation Nation, because that stuff is greatly missed, man. You know what I mean? That's my biggest issue. And market, when you put out these blogs and how you televise these games, you can do a much better job as well, in my opinion, for me. But what was the second question? Oh yeah, like what would you like to
what for the new CEO, what values would you want them to change, and what would you want them to keep from the previous CEO's era?
Oh yeah, I pretty much answered it right there as well. So yeah, like, let's market better, communicate with the fan base more, make the fan base feel like this is. I mean, they pretty much do it, but just having those events like the PSX, be more structured when it comes to knowing when a state of play is going to come or a showcase is going to come, because it's so sporadic. You know what I mean? Like, how Nintendo would do it. I think Nintendo has a good, pipeline as far as like, oh, this month is coming up. I'm pretty sure a direct is coming. Yeah. And most likely the time a direct does come. Well, PlayStation, when it comes to state of play, when it comes to the showcase, it's just all over the place. You don't know when it's going to come. We don't know when's the next state of play. We don't know when's the next showcase. You know what I mean? Be more consistent with that, so we can, we can plan around that and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, I felt like Jim was great for PlayStation, and yeah, it's sad to see him go, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with a lot of your sentiments, man. Like, especially like, I don't agree with people celebrating like that. Me personally, like, when it comes to like working, especially a job in that position, that can't be easy, man. Especially trying to run one of the most successful brands in the business. It can't be that easy. And here's the thing that I think people fail to realize, like, as much as people dislike Jim Ryan for PlayStation, and not all people, but some people may dislike Jim Ryan for PlayStation, he is leaving PlayStation in a very strong position. The consoles, the games are selling tremendously. The profits are up, like everything is good. So it would be different if Jim Ryan was leaving PlayStation and, they were on the decline. That's not the case here with PlayStation, the brand. If anything, he has expanded the brand into movies, into TV shows, into pop culture, even more so than what it was during the PlayStation 4 generation, right? So, I think that's something that people really need to, also keep in mind, right? I don't agree. Like I said, I don't agree with the celebrating of him leaving, because, it must be really difficult traveling between continents, and still trying to maintain your home life and stuff like that. Listen, my man, he put in his 30 years. Shit. Want to be with the family and chill. I'm not mad at that. Do what you got to do.
Some people want to leave on the high road too.
Yeah, man. That's a good point.
PlayStation's in a great place. And yeah, sometimes you're just like, all right, we're in a great place. I'll pack it up right here. Yep. I do think the Activision deal definitely pushed some of these sentiments up. Obviously, you're going through some of that, but something like that happening, you know what I mean? How important Call of Duty was for PlayStation with these deals that he have set up with it. I definitely think it definitely pushed him to retire quicker than expected, for sure.
Yeah, I can see that as well. The whole ABK stuff was a very daunting experience, I think, for everyone. You know, so I can definitely see that as well. But in terms of like the new CEO, you know, I do hope that they do maintain the organic growth strategy that Jim Ryan had put in place, where, like, you know, if you look at a lot of PlayStation's first party studios right now, you know, they've bolstered a lot of those teams up, and there's multiple projects in flight for a lot of these teams, right? I do think that some of the acquisitions that they made also made a lot of sense. Even though I don't agree with the PC strategy per se, 100%, I thought it was very smart for them to have a dedicated, experienced PC developer like Nixus there to, you know, be kind of one of the main point persons to port a lot of these PC games and also teach the expertise and stuff like that. So, you know, I think when it comes to the strategy of PlayStation and what they were trying to do, I do hope that the new CEO does kind of like build upon that, bolster the studios, make smart acquisition decisions, and obviously keep the brand going strong, you know, keep the games, you know, coming and things like that. I think that's most important. But one thing I do want them to bring back is and Bari, I'm giving you flowers again. Like, yo, I do want PlayStation to be more visible at some of these events. I agree.
Yeah, man.
I agree, man. I agree. Especially watching TGS, because TGS, I was watching a lot of TGS this past weekend, a lot of streams and stuff like that. And it just sucked not to see PlayStation have some type of stream or something to just talk about some stuff, some Japanese partnerships they might be doing, some surprise partnerships or whatever. I do want PlayStation to start being a bit more visible at some of these events again. I do, honestly.
It's your home territory where your Japanese based company overall, Sony the company, but you're not there in your own market. Yeah. It's not a good look. It's like you're putting a cold shoulder there, and then you put a couple of booths up there to showcase VR and indie games. It's like, that's all TGS. Knowing the history that you had with TGS, you should have something presentable. Even if you're going to repeat certain things, you never know if that market is even, if they've seen any of those games that you already promoted here at State of Play or whatnot. Like, yeah. In my opinion, like it was more like so Japan, cut costs.
Yeah, especially with somewhere like Japan too, where like, yeah, I feel like you could have definitely had a show there, or whatever the case may be, and get more consistent with the State of Plays as well. Like the State of Plays are kind of just like these one-off. It's very like just sporadic, Like I want a bit more uniformity, a bit more continuity across the board when it comes to like the showings and the showcases and the shows and stuff like that. I want a little bit. I want more consistency with that. So I'm hoping like the new CEO will bring a lot of that consistency back, and really truly a proper roadmap as well. Like PlayStation has always been the one to kind of lay out what you can expect in the future of the PlayStation. They started. This whole generation was started off the future of gaming, and now here we are, third year into the generation, and we don't know the future of gaming on PlayStation. Those are things that I definitely want to be more consistent with and be more have that continuity in the messaging and more consistency in the messaging. Also, expanding into other territories where like China with the China Hero Project, now they have the India Hero Project and things like that. So having a lot of those, bolstering that up as well and bringing more awareness to those developers in those territories and whatnot, which also makes the brand that much stronger. Hopefully, the new CEO will also build upon that as well. So, Jim Ryan, shout out to you, man. Wishing you all the best in retirement. And listen, man, don't be surprised if you get an email from What's Up PlayStation for that interview. Absolutely. For that interview request. We asked you on later, so now we got to have you, Jimmy. Got to come through. We got you.
Absolutely, man. I would love to talk to Jim Ryan.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. It'll happen. Trust me, guys. It'll happen. We'll make that happen for you guys. But all right. With that being said, guys, that is the show. And if you made it to the end of the show, we got to give you your trophies. And of course, that lovely, lovely platinum. Whee! Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys coming through the What's Up PlayStation podcast, episode 143. We hope you guys enjoyed this show. Bari, start us off, man. Give us your outro. Let the people know what you got, what type of content you've got coming to your channel, and what can we expect from the world of J Bari.
Yeah, man. Once again, guys, thank you guys for, supporting What's Up PlayStation podcast. You know what I mean? If you guys really enjoy the show, hit the like button. Anybody that's new, hopefully you hit the like button. Hopefully you subscribe here. We're trying to hit a goal here on What's Up PlayStation podcast by the end of the year. And every little bit helps when it comes to this recognition and trying to get some of these, industry people or guests here on the podcast. But yeah, man, it was a great show. Persona, shout out to you, man. That's my guy right there. And yeah, just looking forward to doing more of these podcasts with my bro, man. Even though you do have to announce and let people know about the upcoming weeks and whatnot. But as for me, when it comes to content, Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man 2 Waiting Room, episode 3 is going to be coming out probably around, I want to say Monday, because Sunday I think I'm going to be playing some Foamstars, because tonight I won't be home at all tonight. I do have a playthrough of Shredder's Revenge coming, to showing off the DLC characters and going through that game as well. So that'll be up by the week as well. And I definitely will have Sea of Stars review up next week as well, man. I've been prolonging that too long, but it's time to knock that thing out and get it out there. Also, Foamstars impressions. There's going to be a lot of content for me this week. Foamstar impressions and Infinity Strash, Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai, that impressions as well will be out this week. So shout out to Square Enix once again for providing us a code for that. So yeah, a lot of videos to come, a lot of gaming to happen, to be happening, and a lot of personal stuff happening, man. Just taking up time, man. I wish we had more time in the day or whatnot. But overall, thank you guys for checking us out. And like I say, if you're new, hopefully you guys enjoy your stay here. And we'll see you when we see you. Because we'll see you when we see you. If we see you. Or you see us. Just remember that you can see What's Up PlayStation podcast.
Oh boy.
On Google Play, on Spotify, and iTunes podcast.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, first off, man, again, we appreciate everybody that came through today to listen to us live here on What's Up PlayStation podcast. Shout out to the WUPS community. Shout out to the WUPS Nation members. Shout out to the new subscribers we might have gained today. Shout out to all the super chats. We appreciate the super chats as well, guys. That stuff means so much to us. And big shout out to just, everybody, any newcomers. We hope we earned your like and your subscribe by the end of this show. And we appreciate you checking out our little corner of YouTube. As we said at the beginning of the show, ladies and gentlemen, we are on Apple, Spotify, and Google Play now. So if you missed it live and you don't want to listen to it on YouTube, you now have multiple places that you can listen to the podcast. And the link to that is going to be it is in the chat, but will also be in the description as well. So make sure you guys check us out, man. Check us out. And make sure you listen to the podcast, leave a comment, leave a like. And if you are listening to us on Apple, Spotify, or Google Play, we hope you enjoy the show as well. And we hope you guys like it, comment, 5-star, 3, 4-star, give us the stars, right? And yeah, man, listen, we appreciate you guys. For me, the content I got coming to my channel, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've got some personal stuff happening between this week. So the content, I am going to be streaming Foamstars most likely tonight and tomorrow. But then this week, I'm actually not going to be able, I'm kind of going to be out of commission. So I'm not going to be able to do any content this coming week. And the podcast, next week's podcast, episode 144, is not going to be happening either. So, we'll see you guys that hopefully that following week. Obviously, we'll play it by ear. But yeah, I will be streaming some Foamstars and playing Foamstars over the weekend. So you can expect that on my channel. You can also follow me and Bari on Twitter at Persona Speaks is my Twitter. And then Bari's is JBari_. The links to that stuff is in the description. Also, really quickly, before we get up out of here, the Spider-Man challenge, the WUPS Spider-Man challenge, combo challenge. If you haven't already, if you want to be entered in, so we are having a Spider-Man combo challenge for Spider-Man 2018, Spider-Man Remastered, or Spider-Man Miles Morales. Show us your best combo, and make sure when you post that up on Twitter, you do hashtag WUPS combo, and me and Bari will be choosing 2 winners who will get a copy of Spider-Man 2, PS5, obviously. And this is US only because they're US codes. Unless you have a US account, then feel free to enter so you can use the code. But we have that challenge going on, and we're going to choose the winners probably a week before Spider-Man comes out, most likely. Me and Bari, the week of Spider-Man coming out, we'll be choosing that. So, and
we'll post it up, let you know.
Yep. And also, you can follow our official What's Up PlayStation Twitter at WUPS Podcast. Links to all that stuff is in the description. And again, check us out. We'll be on all platforms. All right. With that being said, guys, please enjoy your weekend. Please be safe in whatever you're doing. And we appreciate you all rocking out with the What's Up PlayStation Podcast crew, the WUPS boys, with me and Bari. And always remember, guys, What's Up PlayStation Podcast is a podcast for the community, by the community. And we'll see you guys next time. And we out. Peace.
Go play Foamstars.